ask you a question about the NFAC, I want you to answer them just like this. Are you joining?
Yes.
And they ain't gonna say nothing. I don't listen to people who talk but don't do anything. Your opinion means nothing to me. You keep that shit to yourself. Because the last time I checked, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm always open. Y'all know where to find me. I ain't hard to find. You can mink slide your ass somewhere else.
Make it harder on themselves.
Now, for all y'all that don't know, we have filed the liberation papers declaring every descendant of slavery in the United States as a refugee in this country. Those papers are now available for you to research on the World Court. And when you see that, I'll tell you what that means. It means that what we basically done is free from the United States. You're now a nation within a nation, all 57 million of you. You do not pay reparations to a color. You pay reparations to a country. You don't pay restitution to a color. You pay restitutions to a country. So we had to turn us into a country. United Black Quebec Kingdom. Now I know it's a lot of black folks on the outside don't know what the fuck I just said.
Wow.
Now, in order for that to mean something, because a lot of other people have tried that, we have to do what's called a demonstration of the population. And what that means is I got to get a percentage of y'all in one place to show that there's really this nation. And that's why we're working on 1 million guns in one place. As a demonstration not only of the internal nation, but also that we're prepared to defend ourselves, because 1 million people is a small hunt. Y'all gonna hear about where it's gonna be. I expect everybody to be there. If they put 1 million of us together, ain't shit they can touch. And I'm gonna let you know that if you don't think it can happen. We got several Native American reservations that have already told us, if you need space, you can come up here and do it. We gonna get free one way or the other. Now we prefer to do it the way we're doing it right now. And I know it ain't all the white people, it ain't all the other people, because they want to be our allies. But let me share some with you, allies and white people. Before we can learn to love you and work with you, we got to learn to work with ourselves first. This is not about racism. This is team building. This is about racial esteem building. So if this works, we got nobody to praise but ourselves. But if it fucks up, we got nobody to praise but ourselves. No help from nobody. If we can't do this on our own, then we don't need allies. We don't need help if we can't do it on our own. NFAC is us doing it on our own. Black power! Black power! Make some ancestral noise! This formation is concluded. Remember what I told you. Do not go into the gun-free zone. Return to your vehicles. Take these weapons as best off, store them away properly. Return to where you came.
Nobody fighting! Nobody fighting!
Nobody's fighting! We're not fighting! We're not here to fight! 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 Respect! Respect!
So you have the Trump supporters there grabbing their flag. Many of them went back.
Someone got arrested.
Someone right now on the Trump side is getting arrested by 2 police officers. You can see he's wearing an American flag handkerchief.
Hey, they're already
to come. Are you going to come? I know. You want to get both sides? You got to listen to me.
Right now, it's a kind of a holding pattern. Someone on the Trump side just got arrested. You can see the police are just standing in between the two sides. Again, we're in Beverly Hills. There are police surrounding as well on the roads. Trump supporters definitely... Okay, so there's a Trump over here that I want to get. So there have been several fights that have broken out. You need to come back over.
They told me I couldn't cross the street. I just crossed the way.
1 second here while we meet up again. So I'd be very curious to hear how these Trump supporters view things in light of Donald Trump being in the hospital right now due to COVID. Something many of them don't think is real. So let's see if we can get any. Hey.
I can't tell you what. We can't tell you with the muzzle.
Well, we believe in freedom, and we're here to defend America, because if we let our guard down, China's going to take over. I mean, even Gavin Newsom went and bought all those masks from China. People need to wake up and realize, America, freedom isn't free, and our boys lost their lives for us. Trump is the only president that never went to war, yet everybody wants war because they want war, and he doesn't. Okay?
What do you think about him having COVID right now and in the hospital?
I think he'll be fine. He's got the strength of the Lord with him. He's totally fine, and all things happen good for those who know and love the Lord. So he's going to be fine. He's changed his ways.
What do you think about those who say that he was actually like sent from God?
Well, I mean, we were all sent from God. You know, we're all
but some people think that he in particular.
Well, we all were, and all leaders are appointed by God, whether they be good or bad. Like Samuel and David and you know, King David and King James, and you know what I mean? So it's like they're all appointed by God.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you.
Okay. But we want freedom. We want to be able to roam the streets and do what we want, you know, and still be kind to one another.
What do you think about the...
I don't believe in killing fetuses, and I watched an abortion, and I'm not for that.
Well, one of the things that people bring up when you talk about abortion is like the kids who are separated at the border, that sort of thing.
I understand that's horrible. However, that was Clinton. And you could go down and you could look at the stats, and Obama. Now, he enforced what was already put ahead of him when he took office. So I promise you, those are fake pictures. See, people, I know, I don't even watch Fox. I have family that's in the FBI, so.
Well, so I agree, there are some pictures that are fake. There are others that absolutely are not fake. They do show horrible conditions that have increased. Family separation. Obama did a lot wrong, don't get me wrong, but the family separation has increased.
Actually, he got rid of illegal, what's it called? He deported more people than any other president, and Trump
Prior to
didn't.
him,
Yeah.
He
So
absolutely did.
Trump is a good old boy. Like, he just loves America, and he's not into identity politics. I'm not, you know. I don't understand why people have to identify each other by their skin color.
What do you think about his increased rhetoric that people might consider fascist, like endorsing the Proud Boys, white supremacy?
He told them 100 times, Proud Boys are black and white. He said he does not support the KKK. He said, name them. I don't support racism and fascism. If he did, he wouldn't allow us guns. People need to really do the research.
So do you think out of everybody that's available right now, Trump is absolutely 100% the person you want in the spot?
Absolutely, absolutely. And honestly, I don't want division. I want people to see the opportunity they'll have in a free America. Because freedom isn't free. And if we let China take over, and Biden's a puppet, and you can clearly see his arm piece.
I know a lot of people are really upset and scared about China. But what about the fact that Trump said he would bring back so many manufacturing jobs? He was against NAFTA. A lot of that hasn't happened.
Well, because they were taking advantage of us in trade. Okay, we paid higher tariffs than any other country, and he put a stop to that. And then he's going to do a reset, which he's already in the making. If you look at the stock market and you look, you'll see that the economy is getting much better than it was before the coronavirus.
What I'm interested in, I don't know much about this, but like the QAnon stuff, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, where we go one, we go all. In 2016, there was some drops on 8chan and 4chan from military, underground people who do work for the president. They want to see this country great. They're very against pedophilia, so they've been dropping Q drops on different sites like Praying Medic, 4chan, 8chan, SX Report, SGT Report, True Reporting, all these different networks dropped the Q drops. And he told us last month, Red October, that there was going to be a corona scare with the president.
So who do you think Q is? What type of...
QAnon is a military group that backs the president all the way. And they're the ones, if you look, more children have been discovered missing. If you look right now, I think Nexium's talking, and what's her name? Ghislaine Maxwell. I think she's talking. Because if you look at all the pedophile arrests now, and there's been 36,000 pedophile arrests in the Trump administration, and I believe 288 in the Obama administration. So you got to look at some stats there. You know?
One thing people are concerned about with that, especially with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, is both Trump and Clinton were kind of friends with him and in his world. Does that at all bother you?
Because billionaires, there's a honeypot, right? And so when Trump saw, I want to get this on Facebook, when Trump saw Epstein and his ways with the young girls, he was at Mar-a-Lago. I'm from Florida, so I worked sometimes at Mar-a-Lago modeling the cars. And he saw that Virginia Guilfoyle was there. She was a towel girl, and she actually took Virginia. He took her and used her as a massage girl. And when Trump found that out, and he also hit on Ivanka, he was livid, and he turned him in. So he's never been on the island, ever. He took one trip on the plane to New York. That was it. And after that, he never dealt with it again, and he's the one who turned his name into the FBI. You could Google that, too.
I will give you that. There's no evidence that he was on the island. Bill Clinton, there is evidence that he was. In general, though, there are, in fact, a lot of allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assaults. on the part, of course, going back to Bill Clinton, a ton for him, but also a lot for Donald Trump. Does that worry you?
Well, they're all accusations. Nothing's really set in stone, nothing. Even Stormy backed out. So, I mean, he's a billionaire, and he was such a good-looking guy when he was younger, too. So you got to understand, women are going to throw themselves at him. But look at Bill Cosby, how he went down. Look at the way Charlie Sheen never went down, which is just the different people go down, but nobody could really go to court and face Trump and accuse him because they were just accusations. He was never convicted.
Okay, any last words you have for people about maybe what QAnon or Donald Trump? What do you think they're going to bring for the future?
I think that we should pray for the president, you guys. We need unity, not division. And all these BLM, all we want to do is fight for our freedom and keep America free. I mean, they're closing down our businesses. That's fascism. Okay, BLM is, a lot of them are working for George Soros. So
that's interesting. Have you seen something about evidence for that?
Yeah, I have family in the FBI, and also it's called Project Blue Chip. And what happens is these people, my friend has a neighbor who is an actor, and he advertises for come work in West Hollywood and support the Democratic Party, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the details, so. And they get money for actually going to rallies and being Antifa and BLM. They're making paychecks.
So you've actually seen these paychecks, or you've heard that they're coming down the pike?
Many intel, military intel, FBI, family.
Some people have said that talking about George Soros as funding everything is anti-Semitic. Do you see it like that at all?
George Soros is anti-Semitic. He was a Jewish boy who was captured by the Nazis to turn on his own family and turn his family in. And you know what he said? He felt nothing at the time. So I don't think, I think he's a horrible, he'll go down one way or another.
One last question. Do you support any of the things that Black Lives Matter is working toward? Like, what do you think about the murder of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor?
Not at all. So I care very much about every human being. However, there was a black security guard that worked, I think he was maybe in his 60s, and he had a family, and murdered by Black Lives Matter in the streets. What about his life? Does he have a gold chariot? What about the little black babies that killed in the line of fire in Chicago? Okay? They don't put themselves in positions. They're innocent lives. What about all the black babies that Margaret Sanger set it up, Planned Parenthood, to kill the African American community off? What about those people? I do care about everybody's life. But they did put themselves in those positions. George Floyd was on drugs, and I don't know the Breonna story, so I don't want to comment.
She was sleeping in her bed, and police entered without knocking and shot her dead. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Shiva, she wasn't in her bed, right? No.
She was sleeping. She was sleeping in her bed, and then there was commotion. So she and her boyfriend grabbed his, 2A. He grabbed his gun. Someone was breaking in, so he shot Breonna, and then the police, who had not announced themselves, shot and killed Breonna, who had done nothing.
To research that, because like I said, I'm more pro-life, so my thing is pro-American, okay? I'm not identity politics. I will have to research that. However, I care about the innocent lives of the babies and the black children that get killed in Chicago.
Let me tell you why this I agree.
Any last words you want to leave us with? Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Make America great again. You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Okay, you too.
Thank you.
But then they react in a fearful way.
I answered a few questions just about your thoughts and stuff. Okay.
So I'm going to ask you.
You guys, give me a second, and I want you to listen. If you can listen to me, I want you to listen to me. Okay, because there's certain people that I trust. Brandon Tatum's one of them because he gives out factual evidence, like an FBI report. You look it up, and it's true. Then you go and you see the media, and the media completely lies about the statistics. And you're like, yeah, because they want to divide us. So the media is what Trump calls the deep state. And they've been selling propaganda, and actually during the Obama administration, he passed what's called the Smith-Mundt Act. Everybody needs to look up the Smith-Mundt Act. They need to look up MK-Ultra. They need to look up Operation Mockingbird and IIA. These are all manipulation tactics that they use against our own people and our media. And if you look up Anderson Cooper, He was an intern for the CIA. I'm a real reporter where I actually dig in and I actually look for the truth, unlike the fake stream media that's bought and paid for by the deep state.
So let me ask you this: Where
sure.
did you get that Breonna Taylor was a thug? Where did you find that out?
The criminal. She's a criminal. So thug to me is criminal.
So
it has nothing to do with
no. Because wait a minute.
Okay,
wait a minute. This your line. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, go.
And I did criminal law for 12 plus years.
Okay.
So what was her conviction?
Her convictions that she had a dead body in one of her rental cars. She was
Conviction. That's an allegation.
Let me finish.
That's an allegation. That's an allegation. I said, what were her convictions? Because
Well,
in
she
order
was
to
living in a drug house.
listen,
She was living in a drug house.
Again,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah,
From
go
an
ahead.
attorney, okay? There's no gray line in terms of conviction. You have to have a conviction. So I'm asking you, okay, to me, a criminal means convicted. Convicted. No, yes.
But if you're breaking the law, you're a criminal. Or if you're breaking the law, you're a criminal.
The court of
Can
law.
I ask you?
In the court of law.
I don't care about court of law. I care about actually doing it.
Because otherwise, it's an allegation.
It's like I get it.
It's
Due
an
process. I
allegation.
get it. Due process.
It's
I
an
know.
allegation if
Yes,
it's not.
but they did. But the house that she was in, it was the one that was under the warrant, and so was her car. It wasn't the boyfriend. It wasn't the neighbor. That was a lie in the media. You know, just
To me, you need to have, and again,
Yeah.
there's no black and white.
Yeah, but
from my
again-
standpoint, because I have a legal background.
Yeah.
I am a lawyer in Michigan. You can
love
look me
it.
up.
I love it.
Brandy Taylor, P65040. But in order to be a criminal, to me, you have to have a conviction because anything
So
can
if
be an
someone's
allegation.
if someone's a drug dealer and they don't get convicted, they're not a criminal?
Anybody can be alleged. Alleged. And until you're proven guilty in the court of law,
I think that
you're not.
I agree with that.
Wait,
You're
wait,
due
wait,
process.
wait,
Due
wait,
process.
wait. You're not.
But look what happened to our president. They called him, a Russian.
Was he
this,
convicted?
He was not.
Same goes both ways. Same
Yes,
goes
but
both
look
ways.
at how long it went.
But
look how long they even did it when they knew that he didn't have anything. They
Allegations can come from any side. Allegations can come from any side and any source.
True.
Not just the police. They can come from any side and anybody.
I agree.
So, to me, unless you have a conviction in the court of law,
Okay, so what I want you to do is watch Brandon Tatum because he's someone I trust. Because, like I said, him and I, when I do the research, I come with the same evidence that he does. So he's somebody I follow on YouTube. And just listen to what he says, and he actually shows certain things that this person got a felony, this, you know what I mean? He does that.
Okay.
So just look at him with an open mind. And watch this movie. I just watched it last night. It was amazing. It's called Uncle Tom by Larry Elder. Now, you notice in the media how whenever they don't like somebody, like a black person, they call them Uncle Tom? Did you know what it's based on?
Yeah.
What is it based on?
you tell me.
Okay, I just wanted to know if you knew what it was based on. Huh?
I do.
Okay, it's based on Uncle Tom's Cabin, right? And the guy, whoa, wow.
Sounds good. Can you control your mic up and down?
And, okay, hold on. We'll wait.
Can it still go up?
Really loud.
And I would say
So
this
reason why I
is
asked that
Hold on,
is
let me
because
finish real quick.
good and constructive
So,
conversation and dialogue that I appreciate.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
you may or may not be
Okay,
at the
so-
level. It sounds like you're cutting.
Yeah, I believe number one, we have to respect each other. You're not going to get respect if you don't respect others.
If
So,
you don't get
yeah.
respect, you don't get respect.
Exactly, I agree. So my words, they came out of anger towards the media and wanting to tell
I'm
me.
sorry, time out. What is your name? 'Cause no, somebody told me your name and he gave me like this long name and I'm like, I'm not gonna remember.
It's Shiva Bagari. Shiva Bagari.
Shiva?
You can hashtag me. I've been doxxed. They have a hit on my head right now. The deep state has a hit on my head.
SHIVA
Yes,
or
Shiva Bagari, yes.
Okay. Last name?
B as in boy.
It's already up there. BAGHE.
Yeah, I have a hit on. Yes, I have a hit on me right now.
Okay.
Literally, they even put a picture of my daughter.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, they did. They put a picture of my daughter saying my mom's a racist. So
That's terrible.
and they've already doxed my address to millions of people. I can't even go home right now. Yeah.
That's terrible.
I know. Yes, it is. But they've already been outside of my house. That's what my neighbors. I haven't been back. But they've already. Huh?
Are you in the media or what?
I do my own, like, just home. You know what I mean? Home.
How it happened. Yeah, actually, do you want to do the quick interview now?
Yeah,
That'd
sure.
be good. Okay, so we just caught the tail end of that you have a hit out on you. Can you
Yes.
expand on that? What's going on?
Yes. Because I started the Freedom Rally, I've already been targeted. And just so you know a little bit about me, I'm a single mom. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. I share a bed with my kid. I don't live in a highly secure place. I live in a very open area where people can find me easily. So I don't have what this guy Perez Hilton, who doxed me, I don't have the security detail that he has.
Perez Hilton, the blogger, like the celebrity blogger.
Correct. And so they've tried to shut me down for several weeks. I get calls and people trying to intimidate me, coerce me to shut down my freedom of speech. But it's really important that we fight for this because freedom of speech is for everyone. And
He need to run again. Too bad he ain't on the ballot right now. His ass will win. I'm gonna he need to win it, run again. I didn't know that.
Trump messed up.
Who? Trump? No, Trump did that. We didn't come together. See, we gotta come together. Just what he said. He said we don't need nobody else help us. We got enough to help each other. Yep. We gotta stop, like he said. We can't let nobody kill the other person. We gotta stop it. Hold on, Chad. You standing right there. I just go get back. You fine. I just want a picture. You got time for the kids? I want a picture. You said you didn't get to let the babies go first. I know, I will. Let them go on the camera.
So at this point, people are basically taking selfies with the leader of the group, and the event has pretty much ended. So I'm going to call it a wrap here. But so to the people who have been watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I know this has been a long stream. It's been a long journey coming here to Louisiana, and I will be heading back tomorrow to Washington, D.C. as well. So like, share, subscribe, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Ford Fisher. The account's name is News2Share, news the number 2.
If I continue to grow up in a country where those kids will grow up and have to worry about their door coming down and being murdered by the police, I don't think so. I want them to have equal rights all the way around the board. All the way. Okay? I have gotten off work in my steel-toe boots, my dirty blue jeans, and dirty t-shirt with $600, $700, $800 in my pocket and walked into those high-priced stores, and immediately security is on my ass. and I'll walk around and pick out 2 or 3 outfits, jewelry to match, and take it to the corner and go in my pocket, pull out that water and look at her and throw my head back. Okay? Because I can do that. I work for it, and I pay dearly for it. I will not stand in 2020 and watch this kind of stuff go on. I'm not going to do it. I'm learning so much about Louisville until it's not even funny. I didn't know all these things about Louisville, Kentucky when I came out here. Okay? Yes, I know it now.
You know it
and
now.
I'm learning more and more every day.
Yes, Lord.
But I'm proud of what I see as far as the black strength in this town. And I feel honored and privileged to be a part of it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing. I'll march, I'll step, I'll...
Oh my God. What's up?
I mean, I want to be a politician. Beep, beep. All right, so since Rind is here, we're gonna do a little car tour since it's Beverly Hills. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's a BMW. Holy fuck. I mean, I drive it, but I want to drive a Toyota. Magic Monkey loves his mask off when you run. Yeah, I'm okay.
With Trump, like specifically getting COVID, you think maybe he was set up? You were saying?
It's possible.
In what
So
way? Like, what could have happened?
You know, of course, this is all like, it could be anything. So there could be many factors. Number one, he could have, like, they could have tried to give him something, and maybe he got sick, and maybe he was actually, they tried to kill him, but he's just gonna say it's COVID to not freak out the public. You just don't know. He actually had a hit on him like a week and a half ago. I forgot what's that stuff through the mail that people. It's something like that. Something was sent and that was reported that happened. So people are really hateful. I mean, look at the vitriol for our president. And you know, even during Obama, by the way, I did vote for him the first time. I did leave the Democrat Party in 2017.
So you voted for, who did you vote for in 2016?
I didn't vote for anyone. I didn't like anyone. So I was like, I can't vote for anyone right now. But I did vote for Trump because it just made sense, okay? Secure borders, yeah.
You mean this time you voted for Trump or last?
2016.
Okay.
I changed affiliation. I was still a Democrat, but I did vote for Trump. But then I changed my affiliation to a Republican just because I wanted to vote in the primaries. And there's a lot of candidates that I love so much that I think would be great in this state that believe in freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms, all of the Constitution. They believe in the Constitution. Anybody that loves the Constitution is my best friend.
You were mentioning before like the deep state, like this underbelly of, I don't know what you would consider it, but what do you think about that?
Is government that is against the people. They're more about control. So the thing is that I didn't really understand with, you know, like Medicare and all this stuff, all of these, what are they called? My mind is all fuzzy. Entitlements. I'm sorry, I just couldn't think of the word right now. I'm in a fog because I haven't had a lot of sleep because I've had a hit on me. With all these entitlements, what it is it's basically the government controlling people. So if they have people that are subject to, you know, government control, then that's how they get manipulated. And I didn't really understand that until I started doing research and going, families doing better. You know, they're getting these entitlements to help them. Why aren't they succeeding? Well, some of these entitlements are to divide the family. Like, you'll get more if you're not with the partner. And I think they should encourage good behavior instead of bad behavior. And that's what broke the family apart. And when you break the family apart, you destroy the people.
I'm curious what you think about the fact that like income inequality is so drastic now, so dramatic. Where it used to be more equal, there were obviously always wealthy people, obviously always people who weren't so wealthy, but now it's like this, where the bottom are the real bottom and the wealth is all up in the top.
What states?
Jones in the house, my love's in the house. Uncle Jones in the house, my love's in the house. I said VOTE on November 3, Biden and Harris, cause that Donald Trump weak. Yeah, I'm voting for Biden and Harris. Mail-in ballot or the polls for Biden and Harris. Gotta save the nation's soul with Biden and Harris. Joseph Biden is the next in charge, taking back that White House yard. Kamala Harris is his running mate, fighting back against QAnon. They go low, but we go high. Look at his record, look at her drive. Boost the morale, close the divide. This country is hurt, Biden's your guy. Trump don't cheat, ain't no surprise. Killing the post office from the inside. He trying to stop your big fat vote so we can keep telling lies. What a team, it's a dream. Make me wanna shout and scream. Pence and Trump, so obscene. But Joe and Kamala, so fresh and so clean.
Gotta be H&B, vote on November 3. Don't stay home for my years of the supremacy. I do not wanna do it, I'm about to lose my sanity. But Joe is so boring. Oh really? Well that's cool with me. Statesmanship, they both drift. Climate change, gonna get that fixed. Military budget, gonna get more change. Trump saying, gotta worry about it, dang thing. Don't need your cash or your time for Biden and Harris. You about to die, stay alive. Vote Biden and Harris. So love the nation, who gon' save it? Vote Biden and Harris. If you want change, send your vote in. Vote Biden and Harris.
Look, we need a straight shooter, we need a case closer, need to free from jail all the weed smokers. We need Trump fired cause he's mediocre. With Republicans, they gon' reach over. You in college and earning your credits, they'll take your loan, lower your payments. Not a small business, well they're trying to help it. All of the farmers, they'll be well protected. They won't take your guns or leave you broke. Joe and Kamala, bringing back hope. They're going to hunt down a new cure for corona and not treat this thing like a hoax. Their campaign's on fire, they move about calmly while Trump is no focus. He moves like a zombie, he's racist like the cops in Wisconsin. And let's not forget he supported the Nazis.
Kamala, she a boss chick, aka Seaweed. BP pick little girls, they can dream it. Teaming up with Joe, give us something to believe in. Bound to be a fight, Trump and Pence take a beating. The White House, Joe's the one we needin'. Been up in there once, he's a proven leader. Big P stands for presidential, making good decisions and he's got credentials. Donald tried man, but he can't hang. His response to Rona caused death and pain. Got non-believers making grave visits. If you don't believe me, ask Herman Cain.
Yeah, I'm voting for Biden and Harris. Mail-in ballot or the polls for Biden and Harris. Gotta save the nation's soul with Biden and Harris. Get back on top, gotta swap for Biden and Harris. Mike Pence and Donald, they both flop. Vote Biden and Harris. I'm talking bah, bah, bah. That's Biden and Harris. This Kofefi's gonna stop with Biden and Harris. Yeah. Uncle Joe's in the house, my love's in the house. Uncle Joe's in the house, my love's in the house. Uncle Joe's in the house, my love's in the house.
They're playing politics because they think that if they do that, then they look good and that he looks bad. So a lot of what the Democrats do is to make themselves look good, and they know 90% of the media is going to be false threats. So anyway. Trials, and then they would say something that was off the wall.
As usual, and this is a show for people who may not be really into politics. A lot of people, you know, they might hear filibuster and think, oh, is that the guy that raps really fast? No, that's Busta Rhymes. But the problem is that, like, so many people are affected by these problems, but they don't know everything about them. So we're going to break down one topic each week, and also we're going to comment on the protests. And thirdly, we're going to reply to all these comments on Twitch too. John's got the stream pulled up. Say whatever you want on there, or don't if you have some sort of thing going on with you where you feel like if you say the wrong thing, everyone's going to hate you. Hey, we have that, don't we, Sean?
We definitely got it.
We definitely got it. Yeah, that's right. So we need your approval. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Do you see anything with these protests going on? What's going on with these protests right now?
looks like some candlelight visuals going on.
All right, all
Seen
right.
this one lady. She's seems to be on the news. This is in Beverly Hills, right in California, where we are.
Right.
She was giving some insightful. She was saying that the government's trying to control us.
I'm not so certain about that. I feel like the government, they're pretty educated and we're kind of stupid. So I feel like if the government's controlling us, they need to change the batteries in the receivers or something.
I feel what you're saying. I don't think the government's trying to control us. They let us control ourselves pretty much. We just follow the rules, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Or don't follow the rules, man. Sometimes people get away from the cops. You should try it. It's fun. Let's see. When I look at a lot of these protests, and Sean, this is something else I wanted to ask you about because I think a lot of Americans are concerned. They're thinking, oh, will we ever achieve peace? Will we ever achieve justice? I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day, about is it what's about right or wrong, or should we be seeking some sort of retribution against the police, black people? I don't and so when I think about the phrase no justice, no peace, for me it's like I don't know if I really want no justice, no peace. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's really me. I feel like if we get if we achieve peace, then World Star's going out of business, Live Leak's going out of business. We might not have a show anymore. I'm thinking. I do want justice, but having peace that doesn't sound like fun.
I'm a typical black man. I'm afraid of the cops. Even if I call the cops for something where I need their help, I'm afraid that they're gonna ask me some questions of well, what was you doing, or when was the last time you were here? And I'm like, hey man, I called you for my help. And I'm afraid of the police, and I don't really know a solution or an alternative to the police, but I'm afraid. And I feel like they're out to get me sometimes. If I'm driving in my car and I see a police car pull up behind me, my asshole clenches up tight. I'm like, yeah, I got no choice but to just think that this guy's gonna take me in. And I ain't even did nothing wrong. I smoked a little weed, but I ain't even did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that gets me too, because we want to talk about black issues on this show, and I mean, there's so many problems with the police, and it's so interesting seeing people kind of go back and forth on it. I mean, I think the issues are so critical, so undeniable. I mean, cops are out here, pickpocketing people, or harassing people, or worse, making TikToks, and now we have to confront these problems head on and say, look, if you're a police officer and I see you, you're like dancing to an Ariana Grande song, I am gonna call the ACLU, and I'll make sure that you're stripped of your badge and your gun, because I don't trust you with the taser. If you're out here doing the WAP dance in your uniform, and I think that I speak for all Americans when I say, I don't want to see any balding men in their 40s, pounding their fists on the ground while humping it at the same time. Some people can pull that off, some people can't. You know what I mean?
I think the barrier of entry to be a cop should be a lot higher, man. Because
well, that should be like a baseline.
I think a good cop is a rare thing. Like a cop that treats me with respect, and I think it comes down to confidence. To find a cop who's an officer who's just like, man, he's confident in himself. That badge doesn't give him a sense of power that he didn't have before he had the badge. Because some people, were bullied in school or just didn't get their way in life, and then they become an officer and try to abuse that power. But like a confident, person who has that power and knows not to abuse it, that's a rarity I see in police officers. And I'm not saying that all cops are bad, but like, if you see some bad shit and you turn a blind eye to it, you ain't necessarily a good person. So, to find a good cop, I think that's a rare thing in itself, and that's scary to me.
This is an interesting thing to me too, because I want to go back to what you said about we got cops out here, might have gotten bullied in school. Look, if you get bullied in school, be a man and start stand-up comedy. Like, you don't have to if you had a rough childhood and your parents came down on you too hard, then yeah, just join an improv troupe like a regular person. You don't have to go pulling people over and taking up tickets and harassing them. Just go become an actress or something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to
bomb a couple times. You don't have to shoot an unarmed
a person of color. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, me and Sean, we both are comedians, and we both didn't have it super easy growing up. And so, like I said, it's like you can either, go and try to like take out your frustration on the world, or you can, just go on stage and sacrifice your dignity. Hey, people do it all the time and in many different ways. This is Los Angeles. I mean, you never know what you might see.
Now, one of these protest screens, you seeing this one, the Fire Kitchen?
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Now,
this,
the Fire
yeah,
Kitchen looks like they're cooking with some mushrooms or some type of steamed
right.
vegetables. I don't know if it looks nasty or good, but I'm hungry right now, so I would try a bite.
I know that's right. Yeah, and
I
so
ain't seen her put no butter or no adobo though.
right,
so
right,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if this is one of those like, oh, we don't believe in hippy dippy things like proper food preparation or seasoning, but I'm looking at it honestly, or it might be like a paleo diet thing. Some people are literally, and this is how crazy it is now. People are so bored out of their minds that it's like, I am gonna try the paleo diet. Like I'm just gonna like reverse all the advancements we've made in food preparation. I'm literally just gonna eat like sticks and like trees and berries and like bark and grass and dirt. And like I'm just not gonna like I am not going to put any spices on anything. I'm just gonna do whatever. To me it screams like we are so, I don't know, like the whole idea of like, amusement parks and roller coasters and stuff like that. Like we are so alienated from where we used to be as humans. We're just like terrifying ourselves so we can feel something, or at least I am, because I can't feel anything. What do you think, Sean?
I think people who all those years, the people who were like the doomsday preppers, because I got an older brother who's a doomsday prepper, and I always looked at him, I was like, yo, why do you live like this? Like, why are you so worried all the time? Like the world's gonna end. I think all the doomsday preppers are finally like, aha, look at us, we were right.
Right.
They told you all these survival skills, and it's like, oh, you know how to make a fire. I've got a lighter though. So,
yeah, exactly. And it's funny because it's not even like, oh, I got a lighter. It's like I got a matchbook. Like a matchbook is leagues ahead of like, this guy, a dude named Cassius who's white, like just doing like this Boy Scout thing to make a fire. Like, yo, like we've advanced past you. You don't have to live like this anymore.
I don't know, man. If the race war does start, you're gonna want those doomsday preppers team people on your team.
Right.
You're gonna want the guy who can make a fire just by doing this. He's got solutions
right.
to everybody's problems in that state.
He's the one guy that remembered the Boy Scout training. Hey, real quick shout out Dazzling Dumpling. Thank you so much for following. By the look, I think dumplings nowadays people usually use like a stove to make them. I was like afraid I was gonna insult one of these like people that eat the like trees and stuff on the ground or whatever. But I'm glad that
Dazzling Dumpling. Where you think they're from?
Dazzling Dumpling, see, like, I think they're from California.
California?
I think they
sound southern to me.
You think so? Yeah.
Ain't that like when your grandma be like, hey sugar, hey dumpling. She's a dazzling dumpling.
My grandma doesn't eat dumplings. My grandma doesn't trust any food that like wasn't commonly eaten in America in 1940. Like anything that's not that. Like my grandma, like I love her. God bless her heart. I love her so much. She doesn't eat pizza. Pizza is too like beyond the pale for my grandmother, and so I don't know. I feel like Dazzling Dumpling is, I don't know, like they could be from the South.
No pizza at all.
Like no pizza, no like, and that's just like to show you what's so exotic to her. Like I don't know if any of, I don't know which one of y'all in the chat, CDKATL. Oh, hopefully this is not just like an abbreviation for something, and you actually are from Atlanta. But no, that's what's up. No, we appreciate y'all following real quick. Comment in the chat more details about your life so we can riff on it and you can feel like you're having a conversation with us, because that's what Twitch is really about. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like, like I think a lot of older Southerners, they just won't eat anything out of the ordinary. Like that's like too much for them. And it's so funny talking to people out here in California, because they'll be like, oh yeah, like me and my grandma smoked weed the other day. Like me and my grandma, like, did LSD and like listened to Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. And like, I'm like, yo, like, I'm still like, I'm not even at that point. I'm on like square one. Like, I'm still trying to get my grandma to not leave the room when like two dudes hold hands on the TV.
I feel you because most of the time, even your like family from other parts of the country, because we're out here on the coast,
right?
And it's a pretty liberal state, as you know. California, it's a blue state, but not even that. Just the acceptance of things, or the things that you see are just a social norm. It's some of the things that the people in those flyover states, quote unquote, the middle of the country, the Mid East, the Midwest, and all that kind of things. The things that may be shocking to them are just the social norm to us. So when we're out here, we're like, oh man, there's hate going on around the world, and sometimes we get caught up in the sunshine and all the glamour of where we live, just going to open mics. And when you go back home, I know when Jonathan goes back to Atlanta, and when I go back to New Jersey, it's almost like a cultural shock. Like even with small little nuanced things, with the way I dress, or the way I may walk into a store, or just carry myself, I have to be more careful and be mindful of, like, oh man, how is this person gonna take this? How's this person gonna look at me? And that takes me back to me just being afraid of, just like, damn, I'm in a place where I don't feel safe, and the people that I call when I don't feel safe are the people that I'm most afraid of.
And that's the crazy part, because I didn't even really think about that much, but I definitely carry myself differently when I'm back home. And like, in my mind, generally the areas, like, the more illegal the weed is in an area, the more racist it probably is. Like, I think that's a fairly good metric right there. And real quick in the chat, we're talking about Dazzling Dumpling. What's up? Talking about we got a bit of stale bread and beef fat. I fuck with. That's not even like paleo diet. That's like colonial diet. Like you eating like Christopher Columbus right there. You got some fucking hardtack.
Wait, who's trying to drink tonight? Okay.
We got a big ass thing of Crown.
It says, do I need to drink tonight? I'm about to go on a detox. I mean,
shit.
You might as well go out with a bang.
Right.
I'm sipping on a little something here for you.
Right, yeah. This might be water. It might not be water. You decide in the chat. I'm gonna say this too. I feel like
big ass thing of Crown. Go on and get
right. That's what I'm saying. And I completely agree, because I feel like if I ever did like any diet, straight up, if I did any diet, I would like bomb through every possible violation like right before I started, because I'm trying to get my licks in. So if I'm doing paleo diet, I'm gonna eat the most advanced food. Like, it needs a microwave, it needs a stove, what's
paleo diet?
So paleo diet, this is like a diet where people, and it's something you will hear about out here in California where we are, but basically my understanding is that paleo diet is, and feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I am frequently, but basically paleo diet is where you pretty much eat how people ate before we have modern technology. So you would eat things like nuts, berries, you would eat just like kind of like organic fruit, stuff that wasn't made with pesticides, and pretty much just kind of limit yourself to things that don't require obviously processed food, packaged food, things that have preservatives in it. Like, you don't eat anything like that. You just eat literally what you would be eating if you were hanging with Tarzan. Not raw meat. Yeah, I hope not raw meat. A lot of people claim they can eat raw meat. Don't do it. We at Protest Party TV are not liable if you eat raw meat and die. I've just, for the purpose of any police investigations, we do not encourage or endorse the consumption of raw meat. Salmonella is a bitch. Do not sue us. I don't have any money. People did cook back in the day.
How do you eat your steak?
See, because I eat it like rare. I'll get it like,
You'll eat a rare steak?
I won't eat it like the cow's still mooing, but like I want it like cooked, part of the way, not all the way. But my whole thing is like, I don't want it to be like okay, like this was clearly just cut off the cow. Like the cow was just posted up at the slaughterhouse 5 minutes ago, and now. Right. Yeah.
All right, give it here.
Yeah, bro. I want to at least touch that stove, man. Touch the stove, man. Don't be out here, just like, oh, I'm a man. Because a lot of people are like that. I don't know if y'all realize this. There's like a big thing going on, or maybe not. It's not like a thing, but a lot of men seem to think that their bodies are superior to disease. They're superior. Like you don't need to like. I imagine thinking you're tougher than salmonella. Like imagine thinking you're so tough. Like parasites, like you were tougher than a tapeworm. Like you look at the idea of getting a tapeworm, and you're like, look, I'm built different.
Even when you do think that, like, all right, you accept the fact that you are sick.
Right.
You have no reasoning skills when it comes to finding a solution. You just
right.
I'm gonna just drink some ginger ale. Hopefully I burn it out. oh, maybe I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna try and shit. We just think that if you might even go in your room and watch a dirty movie, you're just gonna come it out. We think that we can just extricate the disease and sickness from our body without going to the doctor. It don't work like that, fellas.
Right. Again, I'm just sitting here baffled, thinking it really is people out here like I'm built different. Yeah, Little House on the Prairie type meal. Exactly. That's precisely it. Literally, yeah, tapeworms. Exactly. Like literally thinking like, yo, if I had it, like I think in these people's heads, they're like, if
Would you eat a tapeworm?
I would never eat a tape and this is funny because white women, people think white women are tripping now. This is something that I think is funny. If you go on Twitter, people, oh, white women tripping, white women, like white people used to be like way crazier than they are now. Like this is nothing. Like this is what white women used to do in America. This is true. They would, yeah. See, someone's about to bring it up right now. Athletes used to eat tapeworms to keep their weight down. So
how does that work though? Like if the tapeworm is eating it, doesn't the tapeworm get fat?
Well, see,
inside you?
See, that's the thing. So basically, they would eat, and like a women would eat tapeworms to try to get like a little waist. And so, but the thing is that if you are eating it, if you ingest a tapeworm deliberately, it's gonna eat the food that's in you, and so it's gonna get fat. It's not gonna explode or anything. You know, it's gonna eat its fill. But the thing is that tapeworms almost always like they'll like have eggs and they'll like shoot out the egg sac, they give birth. Then now there's a whole family in there. You got a whole proud family of tapeworms in there, and Sugar Mama's trying to eat. Penny's trying to eat. La Cienaga's trying to eat. The whole proud family of tapeworms is in your.
Oh, they're saying if a tapeworm gets too big, you just pull it out.
Oh, you pull.
That's disgusting. Why would you do that? How do you get it out? How do you get it? Like,
oh, you know how they get it out.
Come out the attic or the basement?
It comes. You know where it comes out. If the worm's in the basement, it's not coming out the attic. It's too many stairs.
Oh my gosh! You said women ate these back in the day.
Yeah, well, to get a skinny waist, they would. People are tripping right now on Twitter because everybody on Twitter is, oh, fat shaming is so extreme today. Fat shaming. Oh, you think fat shaming is bad now? You think fat shame? You think like the culture is bad now? People used to like eat a tapeworm. Think about like what we just talked about. So when it gets too big, you got to pull it out the basement, right? And so it's like people like that used to be the culture. Like the culture used to be like
you pull like this turd-sized worm.
Yes.
Wormy out of your butt.
all because you want to look like Black China. Like that's the only reason. You literally like now we have waist trainers. Like it's so much easier than a tapeworm. Yeah, we do not advocate for use of ingesting tapeworms. Lib Roz F, thank you so much for following.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat following Protest Party TV.
Appreciate it so much. Lib Roz F. Oh, and that's very brave of Lib Roz F to have a username that starts with lib because it sounds like liberal, and like a lot of people on these like chats will be like, oh, like though, like I think there's somebody on here. I was on this chat the other day, and there was like Trump Queen 2020, and I'm like, damn, I know Trump Queen's gonna rash me if I come in here with a nickname with a username like Bernie Sanders nigga 555.
That's right. No tapeworm. I like big girls too.
Right.
Big girls. That's my flavor, man.
Right.
I like. If it jiggle, it's for me. It look good to me. I'm like, come here, girl. Give me all them rolls.
That's right.
I'll put butter and add jelly if you're into that.
For all the big girls watching right now, please post your phone numbers and or Instagram handles and or Twitters in the chat, and we will be in touch with you soon. Thank you very much for supporting. Yeah, tapeworms or weight loss sounds horrible. I would never do it, me personally. I don't know. I feel like what sounds worse, like just doing a regular weight loss routine or like almost killing yourself with a parasite. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like there's easier ways to get where you're trying to go in the world. You know what I mean? All right, let's get back to these protests, Sean. So right now this guy right here, I think he's kind of undermining his cause. Robin in Washington D.C. I wish I could communicate with him right now. He's wearing his mask wrong. Nothing wrong. Hold on, nothing wrong with petite girls. Nothing wrong with petite girls, nothing wrong with honestly, nothing wrong with any body size. I think most men are versatile. Like, if you're trying to ride a Clydesdale, if you're trying to ride a pony, either way. But I'm looking at this guy right here in the bottom center of the screen. You can't see him now, but when he had the camera on him, his mask was like down here, like over his chin. I don't know if this is where he thinks the virus comes in, but like he's kind of undermining his cause if he's trying to if he's trying to convince people to act rationally. Because I mean, look at this too. The guy next to it in the box system. This is Status Quo in Beverly Hills. So this is to the right of that. It's the bottom right. This person looks like a nut. This person looks like he's wearing what is that, like a baseball helmet? Wearing a baseball helmet, but it's like actually that makes sense because they be shooting at us. But it's like
Oh, we like petite girls.
yeah, that's what I was just saying, man. But it's like I'm looking at it like if you look crazier than somebody wearing like a baseball helmet out here, man, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at a
Do you do like how we see, you know, over in Salt Lake City, beautiful woman on there. She seems to be speaking to the police. She's not wearing a mask, but in Washington D.C., we see these guys wearing the mask. With your mask, do you feel like it's like say you're around someone and you happen to have a tickle in your throat and you hit one of you hit one of those. If they put on their mask after you hit that, do you feel a little self-conscious? Like, are you like, hey, I made you put on your mask?
Nah,
like,
see, this is the crazy shit because I'm always the other person in the scenario. Like,
you're
I'm
putting
always
on the mask.
Well, I'll be fucking this shit, man. I'll be fucking like I'll hop in a tank, like I'll hop in a bunker if I'm out in public and like someone's talking to me and they give me a plah, like nah, like that's it's over, it's over. If you had life saving information to tell me, I'm just gonna die. Like ain't nobody sneezing in my face for the rest of my life. No, honestly, well, this is a funny thing to me too is that a lot of people, and I was talking to my girl about this. A lot of people are like they don't like the feel of the mask and all that, and like if somebody's wearing a mask and they cough, I'll probably stick around. But if you got it on your chin, if you got it like if you're doing like this thing, if you got it over your eyes, like people fucking do it. I'm just saying it's like it might not work out. It might not work out. Like this, like Precious Child in Los Angeles. They're probably like 10 miles max away from us. Precious.
Oh no, I was just looking up that story, Precious Child. So this is a trans person of color.
Okay.
Who's she's a music artist. She shoots videos.
Oh, cool.
And,
all right, that's what's up.
She follows all the top protests in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's what's up.
And the name of her band is Precious Child.
Oh, okay, that's where it comes from. Yeah, I thought it was just her being like bombastic about like how special she was as a kid. Nah, this is the name of a band. I thought she was just flexing on us with how valued she was. But
no, somebody in the chat just brought up something. Somebody says, "Dude, I can hear fine with a mask on. I can hear people fine with the mask on." And I always feel like maybe it's just because I talk low, but whenever I have the mask on, I gotta repeat myself 2 and 3 times. Right. The people in the store or anywhere, in the Uber, anywhere, they can't understand what I'm saying, and it's because it's coming off like and I just sound like Mushmouth from Fat Albert.
That's so funny. No, the way it is that a lot of people I think with like our tone of voice, like because we both have deep voices, and so I think when we speak and it's like a little muffled, then it's like extremely difficult to hear. I think someone with a really distinct high pitched voice that is real piercing, you get somebody like Kevin Hart. This is why Kevin Hart is successful. You can't mishear him. There's no way that his voice is like a whistle through the air, and like our voices are not. And so I feel like a lot of people, here Trump Queen's back.
You go.
I summoned her. I manifested her, and here she is.
Trump Queen.
There we go, Trump. We appreciate the support. Honestly, this is why I fuck with this too. This is like we're already doing better than CNN. It's literally like places like CNN are only liked from people in the center or people on the left. Places like MSNBC only liked on the left. But it's like protest party TV. If you're a Trump Queen, if you start in a video where they do a remix of Wet Ass Pussy, but with the Introvert Day Success guy and everybody else, it's like both sides of the aisle are represented. It's beautiful. Literally, we got like what was that video? Wet Ass Biden. Like I don't know what that one was called, but we had that one just playing while me and Sean were trying to log into this service right here. And but also we got Trump Queen, and also with these protests too, And I want y'all to look at these protests. It's like we got people from all over the political spectrum on here. People from the left, people from the right. We just had somebody on here, BAH. All right, Biden ass Harris. There, I guess that's what it was called.
Not to cut you off, but y'all was hating on the Fire Kitchen. Them ribs looking good right now.
Right.
That's that pulled pork on seaweed.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Damn Fire Kitchen.
Okay, all right.
Okay, y'all called him Paul Bunyan. now he's Guy Fieri.
There we are. That's now he's Gordon Ramsay. He used to be Gordon Ramsay's like ancestor from a million years ago. Now he's Gordon Ramsay.
He got the garlic bread.
Right.
Okay. Pulled pork with the garlic bread.
He went from feudal England to like Great British Bake Off in like 1 minute. Like he went from like the ancient times to now instantly. Because a second ago it looked like he was I don't know. Also, like the production value for this video is looking a little good too, and he's right. I mean, they just did they have like a multi-camera setup. They just cut to him close up. It's like 1080p or something like that.
Hey, when the race war happens, Fire Kitchen, I want you on my team. Okay, you're gonna keep us well nourished. You're gonna know where to find the best fish. We can kill some deer, some antelope.
Looks like we gotta do shots. If we gotta kill antelope, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. If we gotta kill, I'm just fucking. Hey,
word.
We gotta hit it. Yeah, but it's like Sean actually has a cup for this. I don't want to like pour this into my other water bottle, but it's like honestly, yeah, like if the race war goes down, we're out here, me and Sean are on the same team. We're on Team B or team BLM. I don't know what we're gonna call our team.
We're on the reserve. we're not on the front line. Of Black Lives Matter, but if there's a big event, we'll be there. We're not there for every meeting.
Right.
Right. We're there.
Exactly. We'll be like the guys that do the paperwork, right?
I support black people.
Yeah.
I don't know if I support Black Lives Matter because I know I matter.
Right.
And I love black people.
Exactly. But I'm out here thinking it's like we got if we're doing the race war, I'm just saying like I feel like if we got like hoteps out here, because a lot of people are like talking a big game about this. I'm just saying it's like if it really goes down like that, like if Dr. Umar is not on the front line, that means he is a complete fraud. If Dr. Umar is not like the general of Team B, I don't want to hear it, because this whole time he's been like, oh, we need to take a stance. We need to go in, all this stuff, and it's like I'm with it. I love what Dr. Umar is hilarious. You follow Dr. Umar?
Yeah, man. Dr. Umar cracks me up.
He does. Yeah.
The chat's asking about Carl Moore in Salt Lake City. I'm trying to see what's going on over here. But go ahead, Dr. Umar.
Oh, I think Carl Moore should be on the sidewalk. This looks kind of dangerous. He might get a jaywalking ticket. For those of you who don't know, this is another thing we want to educate you about. Laws that don't exist, or laws that exist for no reason. Jaywalking is literally just a crime, and this is true. It's just a crime because cops in the South wanted a reason to arrest young black men when they didn't have probable cause. So, if you're in an area that doesn't really have any cameras, then you can just be like, oh yeah, like I had to beat him up because he was jaywalking and resisting arrest. Yeah, like I don't know, just for any reason, because it's like, how do you just prove that in court if it's your word against the cops, and then you're like, oh, I wasn't jaywalking, and then they're like, oh, I think he was, and that's why I had no choice but to like shoot him 300 times, and it's like, well, the judge, who also a racist, is gonna side with the cop.
All right, so this Carl Moore story, basically, it's in Utah, obviously, Salt Lake City, but there are Indians who live in the reservations out there, and they just passed they just approved a pipeline that's going to run through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois, and this pipeline is going to run directly through those Indian reservations. And they're saying like, yo, everyone needs to get behind this, because we're human beings, and just because we can't afford to live in a mansion or live in we can't afford to just get up and move because we lived here our whole lives, It's terrible to just destroy our clean. They're saying they're destroying their clean water, their respect, and their dignity, and they're just matter of sacredness because that land is sacred to them.
Right.
And it's just seeming like the government just doesn't give a damn. I guess in Salt Lake City.
Mm. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing because it's like when I look at issues like this, one thing I focus on that I think others should focus on so they can understand is that this is where their ancestors are buried. So picture the cemetery where your ancestors are buried. Picture where your grandma's buried, and then they run a pipeline through it, or they put a In and Out, they put a Chuck E. Cheese on it. You know what I mean? Like if they bulldoze my parent the cemetery where my grandparents are buried at, so that they can put up a shopping mall so they can put up a BP. You know what I mean? Like it'll be crazy, but it's like literally this is happening to Native people out here. You know what I mean? Like Sean, like what do you think? What is there anything that could possibly justify this? I mean, I kind of feel like this is literally just they're just trying to
big business,
right? Exactly, yeah. Like they're putting up a shopping mall. Like I don't know. Like I feel like Cinnabon is less important than people's ancestors, but maybe that's just me. I know a lot of white people out there love cinnamon rolls and shit like that. If you do, I understand, but please respect other people's land and all that. Now, we're at the 45-minute mark. So here's what I want to talk about too. I want to bring this up as well because then we'll go back to these protests in a moment. But our core issue for today is going to be drugs. What are they good for? I think absolutely something. But we want to talk about should drugs be legal in America? What drugs should be legal? Should all of them? Some of them? Do we do drugs? Should they be legalized, decriminalized? The answer to at least 2 or 3 of these questions is yes. And now I'm going to talk with Sean about this very, very problem that is very pressing in America right now. Now, let's talk about Portugal. Now, Portugal was really famous because in 2001 they had actually legalized pretty much like every drug, and like feel free to jump in when you feel the need to, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Portugal, or they decriminalized. Portugal decriminalized every drug.
So they decriminalize but not legalize.
Right.
Can you explain what that means?
Right. So decriminalize means that they just make it so you won't
It's illegal, but I won't be a criminal.
Exactly. Right. So you
no,
won't.
I don't understand.
So no, exactly. So it sounds confusing. A lot of people are, and this has come up because Joe Biden said he just wants to decriminalize weed nationwide. But basically, decriminalize means that it won't be a criminal offense. It won't be a felony. So you'll get a ticket. So for example, something else that is not a criminal offense is speeding. You just get a ticket for speeding. You don't get handcuffed just for speeding. The cop pulls you over, and if he sees that you're not a white woman with a low-cut shirt, you get a ticket. And so then the thing is that if it's legalized, then it's just a free-for-all. Anyone can sell it, anyone can buy it, anyone can do it. So when you think legalized, think weed in California right now. You can just go to a store and buy weed. Sean did earlier, but now it's in a place like Canada, it's just decriminalized, or Portugal, it's just decriminalized. So Portugal decriminalized just means that you might still get a fine for it, you might still get a ticket for it, but you won't get thrown in jail. So decriminalized, it's like speeding. But the crazy thing is that Portugal decriminalized every drug. So if you walk up to a cop, pull off his badge and do a line of coke off of it, then you might get a ticket, or you might have to go before a committee, but you're not going to get thrown in jail. I don't know. Like,
did it have any positive effects? Like, did they, because it was decriminalized, did people,
and did
they do more drugs?
That's the thing, is that people actually did less drugs. And people actually, there was...
It took some of the sting out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a criminal. What am I doing these drugs
right.
for? I was only getting high because it was dangerous. Now it's recommended by doctors.
right. Like, okay, because I feel like now, like, hip hop would be a lot lamer if everything they were talking about was just legal. Like, hip hop would be boring.
All the NBA players from the '80s was like, I was smoking weed when it wasn't accepted, and still getting 44 points. Oscar Robinson was smoking weed and getting triple doubles.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, George Gervin, the Iceman. How do you come up with the finger roll? You can You're 6'9". You put your elbow above the rim, but you just go, you know what? I'm gonna lay it up off my fingers. That's some Snoop Dogg high shit.
The only way you can come up with the finger roll or execute it the first time is if you're high and everything's moving in slow motion. That's the only way the finger roll is gonna work. If already everything feels like it's in slow motion, because then he's like, oh, regular shots is boring to him. Now he needs to do some extra shit. And that's the fucking
Dr.
thing.
J, I know he smoked weed.
Oh, for sure. His name is Dr. J. Like no one would like. You're
know
like,
why they call me Dr. J.
right. You can't be Dr. J and be like sober your whole life. That it doesn't work. That's not how it fucking works. But the crazy thing is that with Portugal, so they decriminalize every drug. You do LSD, you do bath salts. Don't do bath salts. We at Protest Party TV do not endorse the sale or consumption of bath salts, even though they are a great deal apparently. It's only $5. But the crazy thing is that I know it's true. A lot of
I'm sorry. I wanna address this comment.
Which one?
Because it is hilarious. Because Trump is excellent. The coronavirus sucks. Coronavirus is no match for his superior genes. on what facet, what spectrum, in what way does Trump have superior genes? Okay? I have never seen Trump do anything remotely athletic. Even young Trump. I seen Trump on an episode of WWE and he looked old. He just looked old and decrepit. And how do you know, normally old guys, they wear those suits so they'll be, nice and distinguished and put together. Even in his suit with the trench coat, he just looked like an old, jiggly, soft, mushy man. And it maybe is, 6'1", 6'2", but if you kick him one time, he would go down. Superior genes? Come on now. Look at his kids. Look at this. If he had superior genes, any of his kids would have turned into something.
Right.
Any of them. But now look at them. They're all the decriminalization of drugs failed them. Okay, because they didn't have any consequences for the drugs that they did. They are now mush. All right, back to what you were saying.
And that's the fucked up thing too. Is that Trump has 5 kids? One of them's attractive. All of his wives were models, so something's up. There's no way Donald Trump has good genes because he all the wives. So 50% of their genes are supermodels, and then all the other 50% are whatever made Eric Trump look like look like the dude from the Goonies. So I'm just saying it's it's so funny. I feel fucked up saying that, not for Eric Trump, but for the guy from the Goonies. I feel bad that the guy from the Goonies has to be affiliated with him now in some way. But the crazy thing is that with these drugs, it's so Portugal, like I said, they decriminalized all of them, and what's happened is that also it's not just people use less drugs, because like you said, drugs are a lot less fun when they're just legal. When it's my girl, she told me that she's from California, and she said she just smokes weed with her dad sometimes. We just insane. My dad,
come on, Papa, roll up a J.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, all right, sugar honey, whatever he calls her. And that's the crazy thing to me is it was
sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago I convinced my dad that weed does not make you lazy. I had to convince these people that that this 1930s propaganda about it isn't true. And so but that's the thing is that people learn more about drugs. The government took a different approach. What the government did in Portugal since 2001, and they've done this very effectively, they have it so let's say, Sean, let's say you're in Portugal. Let's say what's some of these people in the chat? We got it's Raj one. So let's say Raj, he's in Portugal, and he's like, I want to have a good time. So he crushes up some Molly and snorts it out the asshole of Portugal's first lady. And so the Portuguese president first is like, but then he's like, the way we do things in Portugal is everyone. So if you get caught doing drugs, they will send you before a panel. Or they might find you, or they might send you before a panel, and the panel will evaluate, do you have a serious problem? And if so,
all right, what did he do?
Right, exactly.
Well, he snorted coke out the first lady's asshole, sir. Your Honor, sir.
Looks like he needs therapy.
He's like, coke out the asshole. Misdemeanor.
Exactly. You get and not even that. They'll be like, okay, we recommend you go to. we recommend you get therapy. Precious Child just licked the camera. That distracted the fuck out of me. But yeah. So it'll literally be like, oh, they recommend you for therapy. You got to go get therapy.
Weed was the downfall of Egypt. Who said that?
That's some Dr. Umar shit right there.
That wasn't in the Prince of Egypt.
Weed starts with W. White starts with W. So if you are smoking weed, you are being white, and you cannot support black. White and black are opposites. If I saw a movie where two guys were smoking weed, it was called Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. I think they were white. And so when I was watching this movie, everyone smoking weed was white. Weed, white. Put it together, brothers. That's how Dr. Umar talks. This is the guy we were referencing earlier. Breitbart looked crazy as hell. I feel like I also look crazy as hell, so I'll kind of give him that one. But no, I don't always smoke coke out the first lady's asshole. Sean, would you snort coke out of Melania's asshole? Not now because she has COVID-19, but before that.
Melania, no. But if I could pick a different first lady, maybe. Not even because I enjoy cocaine or sniffing assholes, but just because for the story.
For the story.
You're that guy, huh? Who sniffed the first lady's ass.
You want that following you around forever? You be cool with that?
Oh, would I want that? You know what?
Because they'll follow you around for your whole life.
I get to go on Ellen. I might make it on Dr. Phil. They might. Howard Stern would come out of retirement.
Howard Stern.
Just to holler at me.
Joe Rogan would come to your house and like put you in a chokehold to bring you to his studio.
They were like, so, how the first lady's asshole taste? Or how did it smell? What was the...
We look like Ozzy Osbourne, like,
does she have it bleached? Then there'll be clips of the interview on Pornhub.
For sure. YouTube everywhere. Yeah. There'll be like memes of you. Like it'll be like, oh, keep your girl away from this guy, and just like a picture of you. It'll be like your headshot.
Right.
Yeah.
Not now that she has COVID-19. Like before she had COVID-19, I was like, man, if I could only get some coconut.
That's what I was saying. See, this is just a joke for you. But in my mind, reparations is I get to fuck at least one racist guy's wife. That's the thing they're scared of. Do you know about this? Racist people, and I'm glad they brought up Breitbart, because those types of guys, they're terrified of like the cuck thing. Like, do you know about that? Like cuckolding and all that shit. It's like they're terrified that somebody's gonna fuck their girl or fuck their wife. I'm just saying, after hundreds of years of oppression, the least I can do is put Jordan Belfort on the first lady of a racist president. I'm just saying, after all these racist presidents have done all this to us, the least the white community could do for us. They're stressed about a race war. If they want to stop it, I'm letting you know now, this is the way. Let us smash. It's easy. It's simple. It doesn't take long.
So that's gonna stop the racism?
I'm just saying, like, think about after you nut. After you nut, are you mad, or are you just like gonna lay there? You're just gonna lay there.
Sometimes after I nut, I'm disappointed.
Right, exactly. And it's just right, because I'm sure Melania
I'm ashamed.
Do you think Melania's had to try a new position in the past 15 years? Melania's husband is a dude who just eats like nothing but cheese. There's no way his dick gets hard anymore. He has a terrible diet, never exercises. He can't do anything but lay there. So it's like, I'm saying.
I think Trump's got some top-notch Viagra. He's like, hey baby, let me pinch those nips. Let me pinch those nips.
But for all the different types of positions, it's like you have to. No, he definitely does that. But for the different types, or he likes being pissed on probably. But for the different types,
he definitely is
for sure.
Shit on me, baby.
Right.
Call me a little piggy.
Shit on me like I CNN shits on me. That's his whole thing. But the thing is that
he gets off on it.
Right, exactly. He does. But that's the thing is that I know he's not athletic. So to do different positions, you have to be athletic. There's no way he has done anything but just like lay there and have her ride, or he might be on top, and then after like 4 strokes, he's like, all right, I haven't tweeted in a little while, so I'm gonna go do that. You go take care of my son or whatever.
He didn't even bust no more. It just comes like. Please, everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, make sure you follow and subscribe to Protest Party TV. And, tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean, share us. We'll be here. We're talking shit. You guys digging us? We know it. Come on now.
That's right.
Hey, word.
So right now, we got the best comment. I'm going to award this comment of the day. This is comment of the day from from I can't read the shit on the screen because the type is real small. But they said if you're rich enough, they'll give you a dick you can pump with a bike pump. This I want to address this. Hold on, baby.
Right, I'm
Hold on,
ready.
baby. Hold on, baby. I'm
Come on,
almost there.
hurry before it deflates.
No, fellas, we've all been there. Times where you're like, oh, hold on, give me a second to get it up. Imagine you need to do the shit that's like an air mattress where it's like, oh, hold on, baby, 1 second. Like imagine you got like an air mattress type pump, or imagine you got like or like that football pump, like all that stuff. It's like I just feel like with that new technology they got, honestly, they should make it like custom. It should be like you not only
You think Trump is a cuck?
I think he
like you think he gets off? He's like, yeah, bring in a black guy to fuck Melania.
Let me tell you why I think the answer to that is yes. So the reason why the answer to that is yes.
Who just had the comment? She looks like she likes to ride black.
The black stallion.
Who is that?
That's it's Raj, or it's Raj 1. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree, Raj. We agree, Raj. We definitely agree. Let's see. We got So basically, the thing is that he can't emphasize it enough. Honestly, neither can I. But it's so funny to think about. But the thing for me is like I think the reason why this is yes, and this is true, this is something really interesting that I want y'all to think on. So basically, Donald Trump, and there is evidence, so this isn't like conjecture, this really did happen. Donald Trump would hire an Obama impersonator that would sit in the room. He would pay. Donald Trump would pay an Obama impersonator to sit in the room with him, and so he could like berate him, and so he could like have him talk like Obama, and then he could like shout him down, he could like correct him on shit. Like literally, this is why
would literally hire him just so he could fire him.
Yes, exactly. Like, he was so desperate to like expel a black person from a building. Like he already got sued from the federal government for like housing discrimination against black people, but like now it's like he has got to. He hasn't had his fill. So he's like, he has to hire an Obama impersonator. You can pull it up right now. You can see the images. Like, I think it was Bob Woodward, this author, who was he took a picture of him doing it this one time, and lo and behold, it's a random black guy. Honestly, the guy he hired looks more like Pharrell than Obama, but he went in there and yeah.
What if some days he just doesn't? Trump's not really into it, but he still has to do it. So he's just like, yeah, come on in. Can you just insult yourself today? Do you want me to call myself a bitch ass nigga? He's like, yeah, just come on, just get through it. You know my usual. You're fired. And then he just walks out the office and he jerks off on his Melania.
Right. He's like, yeah, no, there's definitely a time when he's like, look, I'm just not feeling it today, and he has the impersonator leave, and he like goes on the computer and opens up X videos and like rubs one out. I definitely think that the whole idea of like
dearest and favorite president is a bit much. All right, even if you are a Trump supporter, him being your favorite out of the bunch is, come on. We've had founding fathers.
But let me tell you this.
Abe had the hat. We had the guy with the mustache. JFK, Ronald Reagan, Nixon. You picked
right.
You picked Donnie Boy. Oh, Donnie Boy. If he's your favorite, your taste is.
Yeah, I feel like if he's your favorite, then that's like if someone was like, oh, what's the first president that comes to mind, and you just said him, that's one thing. But if there's no way he's your favorite. There's no way you can like him better objectively. You can't like him better than JFK. You can't like him better than someone who's getting top like in the White House. And because the thing is, Clinton tried to pull all that, because what happened was that Bill Clinton heard all the stories of how presidents used to do that stuff, and he was like, oh, let me try it out too. But he did it. Bill Clinton's thing was that he did it too late, and it was fucked up that Bill Clinton did all that stuff, or that any president would be like having sex in the Oval Office. But it's like, yo, like you gotta know the game. Sometimes you just gotta charge it to the game and double up.
Exactly.
And so he did. Bill Clinton did not double up, nor did he charge it to the game. And look what happened to him. Now he will forever be remembered as the guy that was like wearing he was wearing these like red high heels in a portrait in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. Yeah, honestly,
Teddy Roosevelt had the mustache. Don't play. He had the mustache.
We're back on
Google it. They're saying no president had a mustache that was a villain. Theodore, Teddy, He was a man. He was a guy. He was the man.
He said Fire Kitchen should throw a Trump flag on the grill next. That'd be funny. Yeah, they like burn
I'm
somebody.
working on a Teddy Roosevelt mustache.
You should get it. You should. I think we have a friend named Aaron. I asked him to show up. If he didn't, fuck you, Aaron. But the thing is that he has like he's got like the Frederick Douglass going on. Like that's what I like to see. I want to.
Oh, who's this? Who's this black man who said Donald Trump is his favorite president? That is you not myself. Okay, if you are a black man and DT is your goat, you need to reevaluate your blackness. I agree. I mean, you must be the most business savvy, most billionaire, esquire, escargo, jet setter, aristocratic black man. Is this Oprah's side nigga? Who are you?
Oprah's side
to be like, that DT, he's all right. I hung out with him at the country club, and no, motherfucker, you can't support this nigga. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody. Any people. Like it doesn't matter what color you are, he don't give a damn. So especially as a black man, you gotta be like, you know what, maybe that guy's not for me.
Let me speak up on behalf of You're Not Myself, because I think what he really means to say is that he empathizes with him. Look, we're black men. Sometimes, we get into a pickle. We get in a scenario where we haven't paid our taxes in years. We have 10 different kids with 5 different baby mamas, none of which we talk to anymore. Sometimes we, are constantly in.
As a black man, shit happens.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like I think as black men, seeing a guy beat the odds despite spending his whole life in small claims court, it speaks to me on a certain level. I just think that sometimes you look at someone like Donald Trump and you're like, man, I know he never studied in school, because I mean, like I think a lot of people in general, if they could find a way to get out.
Wait, what school did Donald Trump go to? Did he graduate?
So he went to Wharton Business School, which I think is fairly prestigious. Aside from them giving him a degree, but I think that at the end of the day, oh, look at this dude right here, status quo.
He was talking big shit to Biden. He was like, you know what, you're not smart. You're
right.
You graduated at the bottom of your class.
Yeah,
Biden was like, I'll kick your ass, motherfucker. Yeah. I'll knock your dick in the dirt.
Yeah, right. Look, let me give him Joe Biden comes at him with the classic insult. Joe Biden comes at him, hey, once I give him the why I oughta, I tell you what, you hear from the Biden boys next week, and it'll be trouble for you. Like,
you can't get a word in with this clown.
Right.
I just mixed them together.
Yeah.
That was Biden and Trump.
Right, yeah. But Trump, that's what you were. Yo, I'm gonna be honest. To me, it's like when I see Biden, and this is why I like Biden, just because he's bringing back like old school. Because Biden is an old school tough guy, literally, just because he's been a politician his whole life. He hasn't had to be a tough guy since like 1970. It's been like 1960 the last time anyone like got into a fight with him. So I'm looking at Joe Biden like, yo, if he comes up to Trump talking about I'm about to pull out the chopper and he pulls out one of those like flintlock pistols, like I think he would. Like if he's shaking a cane at him, if he's wearing like a monocle, like that's Joe Biden. He's like a classic. It's no like, oh, let's square up. It's meet me down at the Waldorf Astoria between 12 and 9 at the first of the month, and I'll show you what's what. Like Biden is always malarkey. Biden says malarkey. Biden's the only person like out here talking shit using the word malarkey. And when's the last time you heard someone say malarkey?
Probably a Dave Chappelle.
You're right.
When he was playing a caricature of a white guy.
Right.
Enough with a malarkey.
I love that.
That was a bad word in the 20s.
Right, exactly. Right.
Get your papers here. Get your papers.
That's a bunch of malarkey.
My good sir.
Yeah. You are beside yourself. And this is why I fuck with Joe Biden. It's like also, and like politics aside, like I'm not trying to anger you're not myself, because he probably hates me because I've been shit talking Trump. Like I'm gonna be honest, like politics aside, you gotta love seeing somebody. Like I said, I know Joe Biden fights like this. I know he winds up a punch. Yeah, he does some fighting Irish. He does that like put your he tells people to put their dukes up. Like if he gets into a fight, if he's wearing the wrong colors in South Central, he's gonna tell them to put their dukes up.
Oh yeah, you want trouble, you see? Huh? I'm Joey B. Huh?
and once he wins the fight, he's like, oh, and if anyone asks who this was, tell them it was Joseph Biden and the Obama boys. Or tell them it was the DNC. I just feel like I'm looking at Joe Biden and I'm like, this guy is he's very much the kind of person that is like, I honestly I think his thing, I don't think it's that he's crazy. I think he just doesn't care. I think he's to the point where, I mean, because let me ask you this, Sean. Do you feel like, because we're both men in our 20s, do you feel like there's times when you just wish you could just stop giving a shit about having to come across a certain way? You could just be like, you know what, I don't care anymore. Like you just want to be liberated from having to think, oh, like, you know, having to come across, having to be like, oh, like I don't want to say this because it might not sound as tough. I don't want to say this might not sound as manly. Just, you know what, fuck it. I want to be a 20s gangster. Screw it. I'm gonna say malarkey. That's how I'm gonna cuss somebody. I'm gonna say bamboozled. I'm gonna say, you know, I don't know, just saying all that crazy stuff. Do you ever feel like you just want to take it all away?
Yeah, and I mean, at this point in my, I'm in my late 20s now. You know, I'm 28. I'll be 29 in a couple months.
All right.
And I'm at a point now where kind of I take pride in like that feeling of, damn, I wish I could take it off. Taking it off,
right,
and just being like, you know what,
right.
I'm gonna say shit like make up words and be like Shreeve Appleby, or fucking, you know, just fucking talk like a whimsical nonsense character,
right?
Just not even to spite anyone else, just because, you know, now I can breathe easy, and I get what you're saying, like
right.
Just it when you're watching the debates, you feel compelled to, well, I gotta have a stance. I gotta pick a side.
I gotta come across a certain way.
I can't just be, you know, fucking, I don't know.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like, say literally, I mean, just hearing you say, I don't know, like that felt good. Like that felt, I was like, damn, bro, shit. I wish I could just say, I wish I was at work and I could just say that. That's what I would. I wanted to be like, right. Fuck it.
You're on the sales call. All right, Jonathan. So can you tell me the price for what do you sell?
Look,
insurance?
Who gives a shit?
You sell tech.
Look, I mean,
can you tell us the price for?
You know, I don't need the IRS hearing about what I make or what I might do. So
you're a day trader. Can you tell me how much is in my account? I don't know. Like, Jonathan, I'm sorry. 45 million. Sorry.
Look, take it or leave it, pal. Hey, come on. Yeah, literally, Biden is just doing a character. I don't think Biden. He might even really be like, I think he's doing a character. But like, if that were me, if I was Biden, I would be in that bitch like, hey, look, come on. I'm trying to do a deal here. Take it easy. They're like, sir, are you okay? Do you need me to call back later? Call back later. Call back now. Forget about it. Call back.
Donald Trump has no points of his own.
Right.
He just says whatever Biden's points are wrong. He's like, that's not true. That's wrong.
Right.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is why he doesn't know. It's like, yo, you didn't just have your own point.
Right, exactly.
When he got to speak first, he would just talk about his last point and be like,
exactly.
When he said this, it's bullshit.
Right, exactly.
I got
right.
people. I know. I got friends. A lot of friends.
Right. No, yeah, and that's the thing that gets me about him. Is like, I wish he would. I'm about to pull up this picture too. I wish that with Trump, yeah, he would like respond directly to something, but I feel like he has like certain keywords where he'll just like respond to it, and he'll just be like, oh, well, what about that? Because like, let me tell you about this moment. This actually caught him doing this. I was watching the debate, and so Biden brings up the protests and the riots and stuff like that. You see the protests right here on our screen, everyone. So Biden brings up protests and riots, and then Trump, and Biden, he denounces the violence immediately. He's like, I don't approve of the violence. Don't break anything. Just come there, get your point across, and just do it so safely. And then Trump immediately is like, Joe Biden is always condoning Antifa violence.
DJ Bunny, we want some pound cake.
We'll pound cake.
If you making it, I love a good pound cake.
That's right. That's right. Post some
if
pound cakes in the chat.
South, if you from the South making pound cake, I want some. All right, go back.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna be straight up. Yeah, like if you see if it's any type of, here we go. He's got the chopper right here. But the thing is that I wish he was positioned differently. But the thing is that I'm looking at it like all I'm saying is this, is that when I see people debate, I want to see a substantial debate about these, and I don't want to see them tiptoe around anything anyway. Even if it's inconvenient, even if you feel like it's going to come across the wrong way, I would much rather see people be real. I'd rather see a president be like, "Look, yeah, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what I'm
No,
doing."
that was like a schoolyard roasting session. They were just
Yeah,
up
right,
there,
right.
And I heard your mama
Your mama dead,
your mama
dead as
didn't even
hell.
pay taxes. Well, your son your son gay. He was just like,
Right.
what kind of
Yeah, your mama gay.
I heard your son did coke.
Right,
Nigga, you
right.
did coke with him. That's how you know.
Right.
We was all at the party together doing coke. Don't blame my son for that shit.
I was looking at it like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this dude's fucking like. And that's the thing. It's like, just like be honest. Just be honest. You don't have to do the whole playground like, oh, let's shout over each other. Like, literally, just be like, okay, wait a minute. We're talking about the crime bill now. Larry Grabsky from Facebook says, what has Biden done in 47 years beside the 94 crime bill, the one that locked up more black men than in history? Yeah, see, this is the problem is that the thing about Joe Biden, and this is not an excuse for him. It's actually something I don't like about him.
What is the 94 crime bill?
Yeah, so let's get into that. So basically, this was a crime bill that, and just a little bit of background, and I'm also going to look this up just so I can make sure that I'm representing the whole issue. But basically, what I know about the background is that in the 1990s, people were talking a lot about there's like a crime wave going on. You know, crime had like risen. You know, there was yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the whole country was Gotham City.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And then the politicians were like, "Oh, we want to be Batman." Now, it was kind of like that dynamic where it was like crime had risen, crime had gotten so out of control.
We're checking the facts.
Yeah, we're checking it right now. We're checking it right now. Yeah, so, and that's the thing. So it's like the crime bill, or people refer to it as the Clinton crime bill. Bill Clinton was in office at the time. Act of Congress dealing with crime and law enforcement. So this, what it did was it had provided for 100,000 new police officers, 9.7 billion in funding for prisons, 6.1 billion in funding for prevention programs, with significant input from cops. And so that was kind of it. It was
so this was Biden's bill.
So Biden signed it. And he was one of the. Hold on, wait a minute. So Biden signed it, and he was one of the people that helped write it too. So,
and Clinton and Bill Clinton.
Right. So that's the reason why Larry is assigning it to him, because Larry's saying like, oh, he's saying his crime bill, and so.
Damn, I thought Bill Clinton was for the blacks.
Oh no way, no, he's not.
For real?
He was
when he played that saxophone on Arsenio Hall.
He don't feel bad. He fooled us all. We all fell for it. We all. I was literally having this conversation.
So Biden created the Clinton sign into the law. So this law. It increased the money to the prisons. It increased the money to the police.
Clinton had slaves.
Not law. This bill was just like, you know what? Let's put $9.8 billion. Let's put 10 zeros behind the police structure.
Right.
And now we're trying to take that 10 billion back. We're trying to defund the police. Thank you for sharing that information, Larry.
Yeah.
Larry, we needed to look up the 94 crime bill. 1994, what was I? I was 3 years old. What were you? You was born? Were you born?
What, 94? No, I wasn't even alive yet.
John didn't have to worry about going to prison man, because he wasn't black yet. He was just sperm.
I was a thought. I existed in the conceptual.
I was black, but I was 3-year-old black, so I was good out here.
Yeah, it was coming. It was coming. The prejudice. But that's the thing. So the big thing about the crime bill is that and this is what I want to tell people, because I know like there's people from all over the political spectrum watching. Here's the thing: is that the thing about the crime bill is that like we are also opposed to it. Like we're not Trump people. We don't like what Biden did with that at all. I think honestly Biden might be regretting it. And so with Joe
Biden was like, look, they told me they was
right. His one black friend was like, no,
Obama didn't prep him for that part. Of
right,
speech.
Exactly.
Like, what should I say about this? Like, well, you fuck them niggas up.
Let me make myself clear. We don't fuck with you. Yeah, but literally what happened was that the thing about the crime bill is that the effects of it we're trying to fix now. So it's like, this is why I'm gonna challenge you on this, Larry. Are you willing to help us fix this, or are you trying to help it stay the same? Because a lot of people who support Trump are like, oh, Biden did the crime bill, but it's like Donald Trump has done nothing to curtail the private prison industry, the conflict of interest that it presents. I don't know if you know this, but with private prisons, it's literally just a private company running the prison, and they have a lobbying group. Well, they'll pressure politicians. They'll tell politicians, "I'll give you a bunch of money if you make it so drug sentencing is harsher." So it helps them get more money. It helps them fill the prisons up. They have quotas, and they will. They
And
will.
he be like, then the politician be like, shit, you gonna give me
Yeah,
150?
hey, you want front?
150,000?
Hey, I got some courtside Lakers tickets. If you're trying to fucking,
they be the most prestigious. They're
Right.
like, well, I'll have to look it over. Then they'll look at
Yeah,
the number.
exactly.
150
Oh,
million.
sign.
They start tap dancing. They start soft shoeing.
Right. Exactly. And that's the fucking thing is that so it's like I'm looking at it like, yo, like is Joe Biden trying to end? Because Joe Biden said, and and this is just a campaign promise, so it might come true, it might not. Cat daddy. Joe Biden said he's trying to eliminate private prisons. He's trying to make it so it's not, we're just these prisons, because right now America has more people
I hear
in
you,
jail.
Big Earl. Tell Trump
Big Earl.
Queen, Trump Queen, baby. Listen, girl, you my Trump Queen. You should get it on the low. I can tell that you would probably snort coke out the first lady's ass.
Hey, you know what?
She'd be like, I'm the Trump Queen.
Honestly, it's maybe there's some unity here, because I would too, and we can extend an olive branch to any Republicans who also want to do Molly with Melania and have sex with her.
That's your Venn diagram, Trump Queen. You're over here, you got a black man over here, but in the middle, you can meet where there's cocaine and booty. Cocaine and booty.
Yeah, this is what America's based on. This is the real, because I feel like Americans so often are like fixating on the division, but what about the unity? What about the people who we would smash? We all are wanna. Oh, come on, let me ask you this, Sean, because it's like y'all might be thinking me and Sean are the same politically. We're not even the exact same politically. So let me tell you.
So
this.
you're saying pussy can cure racism?
Easy.
But I think pussy started racism.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, but I think it's like, you remember in Avengers where Thanos was like, "I used the stones to destroy the stones." Like we use the cause of racism to destroy the effect.
Fire
with fire. Because the thing is, because what you're talking about is how they weaponized pussy. They weaponized it. But if you use it again as like a point of unity, then it's like, oh, okay, come on, have you ever gotten some Republican pussy, Sean?
Yes.
Yeah, see? Right?
I have gotten Republican pussy. And I'll tell you this. Whether it's black, white, Latin, Republican pussy ain't got shit on hood. Right. I'm fucking around. Republican pussy is acquired taste. All right?
Yeah. It's its own thing. It's its own thing. It's there's no it's a little
the
more
dirty talk is different.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. It's toned down. It's a little more toned down. And again, that's
instead of fuck me, it's give it to me.
Right, exactly. Because you don't want God to hear, right?
Give it to me proper.
But that's the thing. It's like a lot of people and see Trump Queen's commenting because she knows what we're talking about, because she said that at some point. But the thing is that I'm looking at the American political divide, and really, because think about the times.
It's all love, Trump Queen. You
It's
come back
malarkey.
next week.
It's
come
malarkey.
back next week and give us your malarkey.
Right. We love malarkey. Yeah. By that we mean we love pussy. But the thing is that because think about the times when you see people united. Like, so when I'm looking at sports, for example, remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? There's Democrats and Republicans in those crowds of people destroying the city and burning everything
Just
down.
Spelling Eagles.
Right. Yeah.
E-S. How do you spell it?
EALG5.
Cut the malarkey. That's the word of the day.
Malarkey. It is the word of the day. There's been more mentionings of malarkey. This is the most malarkey talk in protest party TV history right here, right now. But the thing is that, you look at it's like people climbing up the poles, people, throwing Molotov cocktails, jumping on cars, pulling their dicks out. Like, you had people all over the political spectrum doing that. And that's what it's all about.
Exactly. And for those, I would say maybe 14 to 16 hours after the Super Bowl was won, man.
Oh.
There was no race. There was no creed.
Right.
Everyone bled green in the city of Philadelphia.
Right. Brotherly love.
A cop car got flipped over and the cops cheered.
Yes.
Yes. It was anarchy. It was fucking, but it was beautiful anarchy. It was not the sons of anarchy. It was the grandsons of anarchy because they finally figured it out.
Exactly.
It was like, hey, maybe if we stop fighting each other, we can come on each other. I don't know.
Hey, it definitely happened. It definitely happened. I remember. Let me tell you this too, because this happened. This actually did happen. I saw the video. I wish I had. It was probably on Live Leak. This is why I say no justice, no peace. If we have peace, Live Leak won't exist, and we can't see stuff like this. But I was watching Live Leak. They were showing all these like fight videos in Philadelphia. All like the video of the dude running into the pole, which was hilarious. And then, but like one video that stood out to me. There's a man. He's wearing an Eagles jersey. And he literally just takes a shit in the street. He's pooping in the street. And in that moment, nobody, because let me tell you about this. It's not even, Democrat Republican like division. There's no like inhumanity disapproving. There's no decency, indecency. It's like everything is gone. It's not even just politics. Everything, we're literally boiled down to at our core. At our core is literally just, we don't even we don't like, they were like, I will accept this man even if he takes the shit right in front of me. And you gotta admire that. I know Sean's looking at the titties in the top right, but
oh no, I'm looking at the chat right now.
No, he's looking at
titties in the top right. She like, listen, I brought these titties to the protest because it's Arizona. Now I'm here in Arizona.
That's Trump Queen right there. That's Trump Queen. That's her.
Trump Queen.
I'm looking at the thing. Is like, this dude said, trigger warning, unemployment checks for everybody. First of all, you didn't need a trigger warning for that. Like, that's just something we want. I don't need to brace myself.
No. He's calling Lizzie was talking about all lives matter, and they're like, no, Black lives matter. And they're like, trigger. No. And it's like unemployment checks for everybody. So, you know,
I get it.
That also was not about a race thing. Everybody wanted their stimulus and their unemployment now. And he was like, I got black, I got one, I got green. It was just, they wanted it.
Right. Yeah, it's funny how I feel like this will be the death of the whole these people just want handouts. Because when the president was like, handouts, everyone was like, me. Like, it didn't matter who you were. You could have been you could have been a libertarian. You were like, shit, $1,200, still $1,200. $20, $20. You know what I mean? Like, people will be, when money's, and this is what I'm talking about, money will take away those political divisions. Sex will take away those political divisions. The Eagles will take away the political division. A guy shitting in the street will take away political division. People think we're so divided. Are we really? You know what I mean?
I feel you. I definitely agree, because nothing brings people together more than some fucking trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what race you are. If we stuck on an elevator together, we niggas. We cool.
Right.
We got to be.
Exactly.
Unless we gonna be two bears or lions eating at each other.
You don't want to die. You don't want to die. You know, I think a lot of people kind of act like they're gonna prep for that, because you see a lot of these, I'm looking at a lot of these protests, you'll see guys show up in body armor. You'll see, because I think there's this one protest where this happened in I think this might have been in Wisconsin. There was these guys, they're just standing outside of a gas station. They were armed to the teeth. They all had assault rifles. They were wearing body armor. It's free country, you can do that. But they were all guarding a gas station. And I'm sitting there thinking, it's like, man, are you really trying to die for Texaco?
Just a gas station?
It was. I'm dead serious. They're maybe they were in a militia. They look like it, and they're posted up outside a gas station. I'm like, yo, you're not trying to die for me.
This is our diesel. Yeah, exactly. This petrol is for us.
If Antifa wants to take out the 7-Eleven, they're gonna have to get through me first.
Ain't no black guys getting gas here. We don't want no Cadillacs. We don't want no Escalades.
Your rims
what else do they like?
Your rims better be 16 inches or smaller. Anything above 20, you best go somewhere.
Anybody
else.
with a Crown Victoria better be a police officer.
I'm gonna be checking now. I better see Fulton County PD on the side of that. If
you got a Chevy Impala and it's tinted, it's gonna be dented after the time I'm done with it.
Oh yeah, so go ahead and get your gas. I'll tell you what, you better have me gassed up right now. I'm gonna use your words. How do you like that? Huh? Ain't that cultural appropriation? Now I'm gassed up. I'm turned the fuck up right now. I tell you that much.
Take your goddamn malarkey and you shove it up the first lady's ass with that cocaine.
Hey. That's called a callback, folks. we at Protest Party TV, we love talking to all of you. We again gotta shout out everybody in the chat. I know it's been a while, but I want to let y'all know we hear you, we see you. We think some of y'all need therapy, but that's all right because we do too. But we also want to talk about how at Protest Party TV we love snorting Molly out of certain orifices or just off the pavement or off of a desk. A desk is probably better, but sometimes you got to make do. And so I just think that at times American people can be so divided. But I'm telling you right now, if you're outside a bar, if you're outside a club, and a guy named Slappy comes up and he's got a little baggie of something special, you're not gonna pass that up.
Slappy.
Hey,
This is
you make do.
This is Slappy's drugs. That was a terrible company.
This is the kind. This is the kind of rhetoric that divides America, Sean. You're judging a book by its cover. Slappy, maybe he's just an entrepreneur, but at the end of the day, if he's offering you something, you might just want to take it just to be nice to him. You know what I mean? Like you might want to, if he offers you bad salts, okay, maybe don't take that. But if you could tell
DJ
what the powder,
Bunny, if you need therapy, make sure you go, man.
Yeah, for real.
Whoever you are, DJ Bunny,
Right.
shout out to you. Make sure you follow and subscribe to the
That's
page.
right.
Or
Or
definitely get you some therapy.
Tell you, let's cut a deal with her. Therapy, what is it? That shit's usually like $100 a session, 120, maybe like 80, something like that. Tell you what, $50 a week. Every time we do this, if you donate $50 to the stream, we'll do therapy for you. We'll be your therapist. You'll get some therapy on the low from me and Shawnee Mack. We got the life experience. We're comedians. We know how to. So even if we can't help you with what's going on in your head, we can at least make you laugh. So what we'll do is, just like why his name got to be.
What we can do is you'll feel better about your life in comparison.
Right.
You'll see what I've got going on. You're like,
Right.
well, at least I ain't that bad.
Right. He's like, fuck him, right? Yeah, exactly. And again, we want to break down those divisions that divide Americans. And people look at each other like, oh, how come he has that? How come he has that? This show is gonna be all about, yeah, I know that's right. We need more liquor too. But this show is all about breaking down those barriers between Americans.
Who's that? Raj one?
Raj, baby.
Get you some more drink, baby.
Get you
Was
some
you the
drink,
Crown
baby.
Royal? Was you the?
I think he was.
Was you the pound cake and Crown Royal guy? That's a.
You know what's funny?
Definitely.
Drunk already. I tell you what happened was that Raj finished the Crown Royal. He finished the whole bottle. That's why he's like saying, I need more liquor. He just finished
Raj
it.
is Crown Royal.
he founded the company for sure. He's probably the main stakeholder. He's propping up the whole company. Half their revenue is Raj. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. I also want to let y'all know real quick. Subscriptions are 20% off. So if you enjoy what you saw here, also, if you want to have added member perks, you want to interact with us on a deeper level, you want to see us drink more, hit that subscribe button. We got a 20% off deal going on right now. It's amazing. Protest Party TV. It's only up from here, baby. We out here. We got a bunch of protests going on. You can catch all protests from all over the country. Or if you just want to watch a white guy cook whatever I don't know what that is he's cooking in the fire kitchen square. I think he's got some he's got like a plumbus from Rick and Morty or something. But literally we got a bunch of bullshit on there. And yeah, right. You see it? Yeah.
Bye Idaho.
Bye Idaho.
Idaho.
Idaho. It ain't no hoe. Yeah, is where to go. See, you'll hear. As a matter of fact, because also if you subscribe, you will be in
Idaho cost. Just the whole Idaho.
It's got to be like $59.99, something like that. It's got to be like a couple hundred on Amazon. Like you should be allowed to buy a state. I think you should be allowed. You can buy. I can afford South Dakota probably. Like I'm not rich, but I can probably buy like North Dakota. What do you think? You want to buy a state or what? You trying to go 50-50?
I think if we get our money together.
Yeah, man.
Yo, wait till tax season.
When I get that tax return, yo,
I'm gonna buy Idaho.
Bro, Maine. I'm coming for you right now. Maine, do not let anybody buy Maine. If you see somebody with Maine, let them know Jonathan's trying to buy it right now. I'll split it with you. We'll go 50-50. I'll get I don't know, like I'll get Albany, Maine. You get the rest of the state. If we, or I don't know, we can get like part of an area. Like what? Who lives in that little like western part of Texas? Nobody. You should just be able to buy it. It should be for sale. It's nobody living there. It's just it's desert and heat. Probably some dead bodies. Let somebody buy it. 22 for 50.
Okay, I like that,
Hey,
DJ
2
Bunny.
for 50, baby. DJ Bunny. Hey, I'm just saying, honestly, DJ Bunny, I love that idea. That needs to be like a store. You should be able to just go and just buy a state you want. You should be able to buy a country.
Yes, Raj, drink that water.
That's right,
Thank you.
Raj.
All right, go ahead.
Hey.
We can buy Idaho.
There we go. We're buying Idaho. Yeah, man. And you should be allowed to establish your own rules. Detroit for sale. Detroit is for sale on the low.
Yo, Detroit is
bro.
The Pistons don't even want to be there. Yo, you go to Detroit, they be like, "Yo, give me $250. You can have all this shit."
Yo, the Lions, I'm gonna tell you right now, like Lions fans are like the owners of Lions, because let me tell you how I know like all this shit is true. The Ford family used to own the Detroit Lions. Like literally, what we're talking about, the Ford family literally did it. Like they were just like, oh, we're the only people around here with money. All right, well, I guess this is all ours now. They just mortgaged the fucking Lions. Like
they saying one of us got the Rona. Who's got that?
Who got the Rona? We're talking about if he's asking about Donald Trump, you're really behind. We covered Donald Trump having coronavirus in like minute 20 of the stream.
You can buy all the southern states from me for 55 cents
in a bottle of moonshine. Atlanta's more, Georgia's more expensive because Tyler Perry Studios and all that's over there. But Tyler Perry, it's very hard for him. He has
Bunny, you got the moonshine. I got 45 cents. If we get a dime, all we need is a dime.
What it do, baby? What I'm saying is like, but like Georgia is gonna be expensive.
They saying you rubbing your beard, John. You got the Rona. John
don't
got the Rona.
I don't have corona. I actually tested negative too. That's really nice. I'm rubbing my beard because I don't know why the fuck I am. That's a great question.
That's how you get your thoughts together.
This is what I'm talking about.
Protest party TV.
Oh, indeed. Oh, I might buy protest party TV with my immense wealth. But that's the thing is that shout out to homegirl Stacey Abrams in the bottom right corner of the screen. If you buy Georgia, you'll be hanging out with her too. That's where she's from. Yeah, this dude said
you know her?
Oh yeah. So I got people that work with her. It's really dope what they do with Fair Fight. Trying to help everybody vote. Also, y'all,
what's it called?
Fairfight.org.
Fairfight.org.
Shout out to fairfight.org.
And what does that do?
Now, let me tell you about fairfight.org. So this is really dope. What they want to do is they want to not just encourage people to vote, but also help us fight to make it easier to vote. Because think about it, right? It's like it's hard. It's so, especially now in Georgia. I mean, you look at our last, and it was really funny hearing people like talking smack about Stacey Abrams.
2 pennies and a shilling.
A shilling.
I got classic, sir. I got 4 ducats.
I have nothing but a far thing. Yeah, but that is like it's literally like
I got 8 flim flams.
With like Fair Fight with like Stacey Abrams, like looking at Georgia. I mean, there were lines that were so long. It's like hundreds of people at just a single location. Not like thousands, hundreds, thousands and thousands of people overall couldn't vote, but it's like hundreds of people at a single location will be like, oh, we can't get in. Like there's like a huge line, machines aren't working, all this stuff. So it's like we need to make sure that it's easy to vote. Because half the country's not voting. Half the country, think about what we're doing right now. There's nothing to do right now but be depressed and smoke weed and drink moonshine.
Half the country's not voting?
It's 50% of people vote and 50% don't, roughly. That's how bad it is. Like that's how few people, and it's been like that for most elections in recent history.
Damn, I'm seeing all these commercials talking about vote.
Because that's why.
Put your ballot in the box.
Come on, it's not hard.
They made it a trap song. Put your ballot in the
box. Put your ballot in the box. They literally made it into a track. They made it into a track.
It was strippers. They was there. Clap that ass to the ballot box. Clap that ass to the ballot box.
That was Atlanta.
They had a punk rock band. Put your ballot in the box.
Put your ballot in the box. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, gonna vote today.
They had a country western singer. If you wanna put your ballot in the box. And they had the black country singer.
Right.
Put your ballot in the box.
Maybe lock them doors and vote tonight now. They had every fucking shit possible. Yeah, like literally every genre of music. There were spoken word poets like ballads, box, black. I ballad today and they hold me back because I'm black, because I'm better, because I'm not the other, because I'm not my mother.
Lives that matter. Black chit chatter. You not gonna vote. You just rocking the boat. Your life y'all wanna save. Get down with the voting wave. Vote 2020. Bang!
And then everyone has to like quietly snap. Look, voting, coding. Code word, code nerd. We not a part of your system. You can't code us. I'm wearing my coat. Cause it's cold, cuz.
Stop texting your hoes and get to the polls.
White people are biding their time. And what they don't realize is that Biden doesn't have time. And we need to stop on a dime at the voting booth and hear my rhyme. Yeah, they always like switch to like a smooth voice, like because it's time.
Oh my god.
We've reached the spoken word portion of our stream right now. I'm fucking with this so heavy. Man, it's hot as shit in here. I bet my bitch ass roommate turned the fucking AC off. So yeah, Biden old as fuck right now.
God damn. Put that on wax, huh?
Hey man, if you listening, bro, I know you turned this shit down. Stop turning it. Oh, it turned. My bad. Turn down. Turn it up. And stop turning.
Turned it back on. I feel it.
He's like, oh my bad. He heard the stream.
They don't want to hear about us AC talk.
Yeah,
what's going on with the fire kitchen now? Oh, this is the veggie meal by the fire kitchen.
Meal.
Yo, what? So the fire kitchen, he travels to obscure parts of the world and he grills shit. I fuck with it.
Yeah, man.
He grills shit. What does that look like? Dumbbells he's cooking with? I don't know.
Dumbbells.
He hollows out some 45s. After he's done his workout, he hollows out some 45s and uses them as pans.
That's a homemade pan right there. He made that on the spot.
He's a nutritionist. He's a trainer.
he poured the like molten iron into a mold and like cooled it off with some water. He made that shit right there.
I see. It looks like we got a candlelight here.
Yeah, man.
Jason Downey.
Now let me talk about this too. So they're over in Louisville, Kentucky, where we have the Breonna Taylor verdict. Now let's talk about this because it's like for me, like when I think about the issue, I think about like because people just fixate on and it's so interesting with all these cases. It's like it's like injustice happening, but it's part of a system, and I think that's something people are missing. Like the fact that it's systemic problems in like with the attorney general, favoring the police, like giving them the slap on they gave like inaccurate information to the jury. One of the jurors is about to like sue the Kentucky government because they're having issues with them not being fed the information they needed to be fed. There was problems with just with this whole thing. And so let me talk about this with you, Sean. Do you feel like there's times when the systemic problems in the justice system affected you personally?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, like, just automatically, when I go into a situation in the courts, I am at a disadvantage because of my fear. My fear, it prohibits me from having the proper state of mind to handle most situations. Because I'm thinking like, yo, if I go down to the jailhouse, they may lock me up. I'm less likely to go handle a situation that maybe I could have handled it when it was a small situation. And because I'm like, yo, if I go down there, they're going to lock me up, it may turn into a big situation. And now when I go into the court to finally handle it, and the judge is like, hey, what took you so long to handle this? And I'd be like, Judge, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know. He was like, well, I don't give a damn about that. Ignorance isn't exemption from the law, you nigger. And he's not. And it's not even like he's calling me a nigger, but he's like he to him he grew up in it. To him, he grew up knowing what to do. To him, he knew how to handle the situation. His father would get a lawyer, whatever the case may be. And because I'm just on guerrilla hustle, I'm learning as I go through things. Experience is my only teacher. And even when I go to my family, they're like, look, just do whatever they say. They have no real advice. It's just like, all right, pay the people that you have to pay so that you won't be in trouble. Only thing that my family's got to say if I go to them with any legal trouble is you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have been in that situation. And that's like, while I'm in the situation now, how do I handle it? Even when it comes to business things, it's like, well, if you didn't know what to do, you shouldn't have tried to handle that, or you shouldn't have bit off more than you can chew. So I definitely in the court system especially, but just sometimes in the everyday world, I can see the systematic, oppression. Like if I've done freelance acting, not freelance acting, but like extra work or maybe body double work. And when you get paid from whatever production company, they mail you a check. And when you take these checks to a check cashing place or to a bank, they will withhold the money. They'll be like, I got to make sure that this is real, or my manager has to sign off of this. Where it's not, if it was part of protocol or part of the procedure, I would understand it. Okay, you just got to check these checks. But sometimes, depending on if there's a person of color there, they'll put it right through and I'll be fine. And if there's not, they'll be like, discretion. I have to check this one. Let me red flag this one because I don't like the way this guy looks today. His hair isn't cut neat enough for me. His beard's a little too straggly for me. Or he looks like he just got done smoking. This is probably just so he could buy more drugs. Even if I do want to buy some weed, it's money I earned. Let me buy the weed with it. But I have definitely felt the systematic oppression just in everyday nuanced ways of where I have to stop and realize like, okay, I'm a man and I'm a black man.
Exactly right, and I want to address this too because I feel like this ties into what Vampire Hunter was saying earlier. Because Vampire Hunter was saying, "Oh, just don't break the law, and you won't have to worry about this. Just don't break." Vampire Hunter D does sound like an anime, but the thing is that like so often, like the issue at hand is not just that, and this is what I was talking about earlier. The issue at hand is not just that a cop harassed someone.
Vampire Hunter D is an anime.
It sounds like, oh yeah, I was like,
no, it isn't, but it does sound like one.
Right.
Like it's a vampire. He looks like he's 35, but he's still in high school.
Right, exactly. He has to like go undercover, and like there's like girls that like him. He has to like not kill them. Yeah.
All the teachers know, but all
yeah,
the
right. Like, oh, that's who. And like no, but they're like, no. But the thing is that looking at the what goes on because I'm looking at the Breonna Taylor case. She literally did nothing. Matter of fact, it wasn't even that Breonna Taylor was just minding her business when the police stormed in and killed her and her boyfriend. It was that she was an EMT. She's somebody that helps them out. Like she's on their side. But the thing is that if you are black, there's like it's like a different set of experiences that you experience versus white people. You know, so many times, and that's what we're talking about, the discrepancy, the fact that why is it that white guys, I've seen so many videos of white guys resisting arrest. Matter of fact, this guy who was working on the Trump campaign, there's another video where a video just came out where he was the police came to arrest him. He put up a fight. They wound up having to push him to the ground, and he came out of that alive. And it's like I'm looking at all these videos of white. I mean, you look at what happened with in Aurora, Colorado. It wasn't just that white guy was messy with. It wasn't just that he was like wriggling away from the cops. He didn't flip them off. He killed like a dozen people, couple dozen people in that movie theater, and they took him alive. And the Charleston shooter, shot up that church. All these black parishioners praying, shot it up. They took him alive. They offered him food on the way back. Breonna Taylor didn't do anything to get shot up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You look at what happened to Tamir Rice. He just had a BB gun in a park, and the video is on YouTube. I mean, it's out there. It's on LiveLeak. It's on YouTube. The video of Tamir Rice getting killed, little black boy. He was like 12. He had a BB gun in a park. Some white person was like, "Oh my God, someone has a gun! Get here immediately!" Cops pull up and shoot him on the spot. And people might be like, "Oh well, like, how do you tell the difference?" Da, da, da. It's like, you know how many think about this. Think about America as a whole. You know how many times white boys have pulled out BB guns and have been playing with guns like that?
Vampire Hunter attitude does help, but these officers are the professional.
Right.
The onus is on them to de-escalate the situation,
Exactly.
not me, whatever state I may be in.
Because they pledged an oath to protect and serve. I didn't pledge an oath to anything. They're the ones who are supposed to be looking out for us. So it just, I mean, just the fact that we have to live in fear of them is like, what's the problem? It's funny that now he's trying to deflect, trying to like claim that like Brian Taylor did something wrong. This is actually really important. I want to highlight this too before we log off. Is that a lot of people try to like do victim blaming. They try to blame black people for police violence because they're cool with police violence and they're cool with the police are doing out here. Because at the end of the day, systemic racism helps white people. It does. It helps people who are wealthier. It helps people who are whiter because it's something that holds us back, that bogs us down, and it's something where it's like, and also because the police in America are really there to protect the wealthy, and they're there, and they feel that more often they look out for white people statistically, and you can look this up.
What is even a thug? Joe Exotic was a thug.
Exactly.
He was protected by the police. They would come down.
Exactly.
All right, Joe. Now they're gonna come down and search you in a week.
Right. Exactly.
All right. We had some boys around it. He had
exactly.
his property, his ranch. He was doing illegal shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thug life.
Yeah. What does that even?
Being a product of your environment doesn't make you a thug.
Exactly.
You live where you live. You grew up where you grew up. Your experiences are your experiences. Everyone is valid to life.
Oh, this is funny too, because now he's trying to deflect to protect and serve, but if rounds are fired at cops, they'll fire back. Okay, so I don't know. You clearly the Vampire Hunter doesn't know anything about this case, but what happened. This was a no-knock warrant. So they suspected that her boyfriend was a drug dealer of some sort, and so they did a no-knock warrant. So they like just without warning, without nothing, they're literally like laying there watching TV. Like she's in bed. They're just sitting. It's her and her boyfriend. All they hear are men trying to break their door down. Now, Kentucky is a castle law state. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what castle law is, that means that if someone comes on your property, if someone and they don't leave, you can shoot them. If somebody is trying to break into your house, if someone like runs up on you,
that's what castle law is.
That's what castle law is.
You come to my castle, I'm the king of this shit.
Yeah, and I tell you to leave, you don't.
I can pull out my bow and arrow and archer your ass.
You get a trebuchet, a cannon, doesn't matter. Yo, if you're out here, no, I did a researcher. You didn't. That's why we're having this conversation. But the thing is that in a castle law state, you have the right to shoot someone who's trying to attack you on your property, and there doesn't have to be, or honestly, they don't even really have to be attacking you. And that's how the law is. And so in that state, he was legally carrying. They were trying to break down the door. These cops. He fired a round, thinking that these are some other, because it's like no, we don't know if he was actually a drug dealer, but there were there was other people around, and so it's like if you're from like a rougher area, you're from a rough environment. These and now you just hear you're in a rough area. People are trying to break down your door. He's legally carrying, and he's trying to defend his home.
Just because she may have dated someone.
Yeah, I mean, forget about all this. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Make her a thug.
Yeah, she didn't deserve to die at any point in time. None of this is her fault.
You fuck the people around you. You don't just be like, oh well, he's no. You met this guy. You grew up. You have a connection. There's different facets to people. This guy is doing what he has to do to take care of his family. Now, the comparison can be if his family was white doing white collar crime, if they were scamming, if they were doing money laundering or bank embezzlement, and the police aren't kicking down the door, shooting up his girlfriend. Then is he? No, they're gonna have this guy come in and surrender peacefully, and there's not gonna be any type of media coverage on the case. There's gonna be systematic oppression in the way that these people handle it, because they're not gonna send black compassionate officers to handle this situation. Exactly. They're going to send people who's like, well, I don't know anything about these people. I was fearful for my life.
Exactly.
Instead of it being like, hey, police at the door, it's like, no, let's bust in to this known drug dealer, and whoever's in there, we're lighting them up.
Exactly. No, see, and I want to highlight this too, because now the other thing he's trying to bring up is that it's so funny he's saying research y'all's topic. Like I'm looking all this up.
We may be ill-informed.
No, we're not, Sean. We're not, Sean. We're not. No, I mean, like this is why I'm going to say this too, is that they are. Like I'm literally looking this up in like peer-reviewed sources and legitimate. So right here in Daily Mail, which is not a lot of publications are still kind of talking about it. But they were in this article. They said Glover's vehicle, so her boyfriend Glover, his vehicle, a red Dodge Charger, made 6 trips to Taylor's home in January when he was sometimes pictured collecting packages. Again, there's no due process. You can't retcon it and be like, oh well, the cops. It's okay that
John. He's got the facts.
He's like, yeah, like it's
I got opinions.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got the facts.
They're trying to like retroactively put if they want to, because let me tell you this, if they want to, if he was a drug dealer, they should have just like shown him to his house during the day and be like, sir, we have a warrant for your arrest and we have probable cause. They had none of that, and yet you're still trying to like act like it's cool. And so anyway, so later on, they said documents allege in 2016, vehicle rented under Taylor's name was found with a dead body inside. The deceased was Fernandez Bowman, brother Darius Bowman, a known associate of Glover's. So it's a friend of a brother of a friend of her boyfriend. Let's see. Yeah. So also okay. So here's the deal. So that whole thing with there's a dead body in the car she rented. Her boyfriend's friend borrowed that car, and then the dead body was found in it. This is an article in Daily Mail right here. And so this is like you guys are trying to like like do some mental somersaults trying to justify the police killing this woman when no they a no knock. He's fucking forgetting the point. The thing is that with that whole dead body rental car thing, again, if you want to charge someone for something related to that,
and why does the judge signing it making it okay? The judge just sees it as another monster. Let's get him off the street. Not looking into who this person is, what
right.
What his family is,
and
who else he may be harming in that trickle down theory
right.
of busing in. Just because you're associated with a person, it doesn't mean you deserve to die for their crimes.
If you really care about this whole like the car rented under her name, had a dead body in the trunk, if you're really concerned about what if her boyfriend was a drug dealer, like I don't hear any of these people talking about this stuff, like actually trying to correct those problems. And also I'm looking at it from the perspective of like, why did they just charge her with that? Why don't they just, like I said, with if that happens with anybody else, show up during the day and charge them with that? But this shooting wasn't about that. The shooting wasn't about it at all. They had a no-knock warrant. First of all, no-knock warrants. I don't think it's justified under any circumstance. But they had the no-knock warrant. But the thing is that gives the police too much power. It gives them the power to go and because the result of this no-knock warrant is that somebody who is innocent got killed. In this country is innocent until proven guilty. If you really think she did something to deserve getting killed by the police, which she didn't, it's at the end of the day, it's like why is it that in your mind you're trying to justify it? Oh, he's saying because Breonna's connection to the second house raided. He said the cops raided the second house up the street and wanted to catch Breonna slipping. Okay, are you hearing this right now? They're talking about it like they're two gangsters trying to catch each other. These are the police. The police are supposed to operate with the process. They're not like the police trying to catch somebody slipping by breaking down somebody's door trying to kill them. Are you fucking serious?
That's not catching someone slipping. That's a murder. An assassination.
That is a murder.
It's like, we caught her slipping.
That is a murder.
You're the police. You ran up on her and right. You fucking lit her up.
This is so funny. Now
you lit her up like a Christmas tree.
Now Vampire Hunter is trying to like do somersaults back to his original point, which I already addressed. Kentucky is a castle law state. This was a no-knock. They tried to, the police, without saying anything, without knocking nothing, they tried to break the door down.
The police have gangs all and through.
They do.
All in and throughout that infrastructure. And look, they need to know, I'm not going to say anything, and this is not a view of John. This is a view of Sean himself. They need to know that there's consequences. Now, right. I'm not the person to give consequences, but they need to know that, look, if you're going to be out here just executing us, some people are going to bust back. Some people are going to come for your calling card, and some people are going to pull your card and call your name and show up at your address, and you got to answer for these crimes of just shooting a black woman who was out here just living.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, To me, it's just like, but it's like, I feel like these people are just always gonna do. I mean, these people are always gonna do somersaults. I'm gonna research this claim he made just now.
Vampire, you said he did not. It's a no-knock.
It's a no-knock warrant. You fucking
they
idiot.
Did not.
Yo.
What did they knock? When they knocked down the door? When they broke in? What
So,
do you? Come on.
This is another case of how people, because keep in mind, people can also kind of twist the truth. I'm about to look this up right now. What I think happened was that if there was a time when let's say what he's saying is true. They knocked, and then he's like, "Who is this?" And then they start breaking down the door. Or he was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And they felt some kind of way about that. It's like, oh, Chango, thank you for following us. Shout out, Rabbit. Oh, Chango. So literally, it's like the thing is that regardless, the police have got to identify themselves. And if there is with the no-knock warrant, they don't. This is how they got away with it. There's a no-knock warrant where it's like they don't have to identify themselves. And so if you don't, all I'm saying is this: if you bang on the door, and again, he lives in a rough area, as we've just found out, he's affiliated with people who I mean, literally, one of his friend's brother had a dead body in the trunk of this car. So these are the kind of people he's hanging around. So you're telling me that it's not well within his rights to shoot somebody who's banging on his door? Because keep in mind, the police came there with a battering ram. You're acting like they were just like, "Hello, open up. We're the police. We're here to investigate this. We'd like to speak with this person. We'd like to speak with you, Mr. Glover." There was none of that. They showed up banging on the door. They got the battering ram out. I mean, and like I said, it's like at the end of the day, this is a castle law state. He's well within his rights to defend his home. And also, it's not justified for the police to kill his girlfriend as she lays in her bed. Now, let me point this out too. Is that
Trump Queen? You're not a troll. Because a troll successfully gets under people's skin. You may look like a troll,
right?
Or you may look like you're related to Trump the troll, but you're not a troll. You're just a waste man.
Yeah, I think Trump Queen is trying to extend us an olive branch. I think Trump Queen is secretly trying to unify us. Yeah. Brown Taylor's laying in the bed. Then the police killed her.
Miles, you are correct. In the hood, you do not answer your door if you ain't expecting company.
And because the thing is,
you don't even answer the phone if you ain't expecting a phone call. You're like, who the hell calling me? Who the hell knocking at that door? Who answer that door?
And he's expecting people to show up. He's expecting dangerous people to show up too. He's expecting people to show up who might be trying to go after him after all this.
Not even dangerous. He's expecting, even if he did sell drugs, he's expecting people who buy drugs to show up. Exactly. This is a place of business now.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like anybody banging on the door repeatedly. I mean, you'd be lying if you said otherwise. Anybody's banging on your door for 45, because he said, "Oh, the police claim they knocked for 45 seconds," meaning they banged on the door, then they brought out the battering ram. But if they wait, no, not just that.
Who is it?
Not just that.
Silence.
45. Not exactly. That for 45 seconds. That is a long time of just someone pounding on your door without saying anything. And so they're out here. You may look like a troll, but you're not a troll. The thing is that taking shots here. The thing is that with these he brings up Brown for shot first, which was justified. Honestly, yeah, like I said, the yeah, like people trying to get to take a shot. You trying to take a shot? Where the fuck did I put this shit?
It's empty.
Oh, it's damn wow. Y'all, we finished this. That's how annoying you guys' arguments trying to claim that it's justified for the police to extrajudicially kill people.
She's my Trump queen, living out the bando.
It's like Tenet, they're inverted. I love it. Yeah, man. But I mean, like, I'm honestly gonna say this too. Well, also, I love how half the time this guy, Vampire Hunter, keeps saying Breeze, so I just keep picturing Drew Brees being involved in this shooting. But what I'll say.
Right. How do you short her name from Brianna? Yo, Bree was out here.
Yeah, like he knows her.
Right.
Bree was doing this. Bree wasn't doing anything, and the police killed her. Yeah, at the end of the day, the state.
Our arguments aren't incoherent.
It's so funny. It's like
Sweet babble D.
Honestly, if you don't like it, fuck you. All right, so now it's time for us to wrap up. I'm gonna go ahead and ask Sean if he has anything to plug.
Oh, listen, man, make sure you follow both Jonathan and I on Instagram, Shawnee Mac Comedy. He'll tell you his.
That's right.
But just look out for our cartoons, our podcasts, any type of content we're putting out. We appreciate y'all kicking it with us on Protest Party TV. We'll see you guys again soon.
That's right, y'all, man. Straight up. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jonathan K. Hollis, JONATHONKHOLLIS, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. Also, follow Protest Party TV. Keep up with it. Hollywood Fish, thank you very much, baby. We got a bunch of subscribers during this show.
We had a nice little come up here.
We ran it up.
Following.
We ran it up.
We ran up the
We ran it up, baby.
We ran up the
hey,
numbers.
I'm just saying, man. It's like Protest Party TV coming out with some new shows. Thanks for shooting the breeze with us, Vampire Hunter. Keep asking important questions, Vampire Hunter. Keep questioning everything you see. Yeah, and honestly, everybody else, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jonathan. This is Sean.
Hey,
yeah,
Vampire
baby.
Hunter, follow.
Hey, man.
Thank you, Vampire Hunter.
We want to see Vampire Hunter again, too. We want to see you again.
Make sure you're here.
Yeah.
Because we want to talk with you next week.
Because that's the thing. We want it, we don't want it to be everybody agrees. And we don't want to be...
Vampire Hunter, we love your points.
Yeah,
Come back, talk some shit. We got some more shit to talk to.
We're gonna have new topics in a couple weeks when we're back. If we're not back in 1 week, well, we'll let y'all know. Yes, thank you so much. We love the combo too. It was a great night. Thank you, Raj. I hope you're at home. If you're not home, please, I know you drank an entire Crown Royal, so please take an Uber. But basically, that's all we got for y'all. And we'll be signing off. Hang out again with us on Protest Party TV in a couple weeks, baby.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
So then the fact that you're coming over here should even press even more concern, right? Me? No, for the cops. For that same reason you just said.
I didn't see what happened. I just got over here. I didn't see what happened. I came from across
I'm letting
the street.
you know, Jay.
I came from across the street.
That's what I appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a good day. Here, hold on. Here, I'll help you. I have a megaphone. They are helping the homeless. Hey, Megan, they're helping the homeless. Megan, they're helping the homeless, she said. They do help the homeless. Next topic. What's the next topic? The cages are not there anymore, dude. They got taken away. As soon as that happened, he take them away, dude. Obama started that. Those pictures were from Obama. The pictures were from Obama. Eat some food. Eat some freaking food, man. Is he alive or dead? Is he alive or dead? Yes or no? Which one? Is he alive or dead? Okay, so what is all this fear about?
My man. Everyone is right here. You can put that on.
Bro, I don't need you. I can do it still anyway.
I know you think
Don't tell me what to do. No. Hey, don't oppress me, homie. Don't oppress me. Don't oppress me. Okay, I'm of color too. Sorry, you're darker. My apologies. What the fuck? What? Are you in shock of life or what? How old are you? Are you in shock? Did I say something to shock the fuck out of you? Oh my god, you have purple hair. That's not normal. What the fuck?
Chill the fuck out and get the fuck out of her face.
Get the fuck out of her face.
Hey!
No violence! No violence! No, you don't say shit like that. No, you don't get to say shit like that. You don't get to Don't be fucking disrespectful. You're doing disrespectful. Yeah, but don't be fucking disrespectful. I don't give a fuck. Don't be fucking disrespectful.
No, we good. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Hey, yo.
Let's go back. Everybody back.
Put your hands on that female and watch you get knocked the fuck out. I swear to God.
Fucking ass!
Fuck you! You fucking with a big piece of shit! That guy's representing all of you motherfuckers! Who's the victim? Fucking bitch! You're a little fucking bitch! You're a fucking bitch! Put your hands on a fucking female! So you're going to jail, alright? You fucking hoe! I don't care! Yeah, I bet you don't! Fucking idiot! Fucking woman beating piece of shit! Woman? You got all these girls put your hands on a fucking woman and you're gonna touch a woman? Because you're a coward! You're a fucking coward! You fucking pussy coward! Fucking pussy! You're a fucking coward! You're a fucking coward! You're a fucking coward! Yeah, and you get knocked the fuck out again! How about you fucking push me next time? Oh, that's not an excuse! That's not an excuse! Fuck that! I will beat all of you up! Get that motherfucker on camera! No, I want that motherfucker canceled!
So, one Trump supporter is going to jail for shoving two women.
Excuse me. You're the commanding officer. That's the people that you're sending.
Why are you guys on our side when you guys
No, that is. In fact, we can't even bullshit about it. That's the people.
You all right? Hey, Mike.
No.
Oh, my bad.
You're good, G. You good?
Your guy got arrested. Your guy got arrested.
Hey, man, give me the story, man. What happened? So it started off with the guy over there with the bandana and the guy with the flag that said.
Turn that one down.
Yeah, I'll turn my fault. It said the flag that said "fuck your feelings" or something like that. And I guess he got in one of the girls' face because I guess he said something about a dude. One of the dudes, he was like, I'm a person of color too. You're just darker. And then the female said something, and then he moved up into her face. And then those guys came and like, hey, don't jump in her face like that. And then after that, you could feel the energy just got really tense. So some people came across the street, including the guy who just got arrested. And he just was talking a lot of crap, and then he pushed the two girls. And once he pushed the two girls, they were just gonna beat his ass, but the cops came and arrested him at the time, pretty much.
Yeah, that was pretty...
Yeah.
That was intense, man.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Yeah. So right now they're just over there making a report, or I don't know. They're over there across the street with the police.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. Are you on live or?
Yeah, I'm on it's We Are LA.
We Are LA. All right, man. I'm Hesitant Heroes.
Hesitant Heroes?
Yep.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely subbed to your page.
I appreciate it.
You on live right now? Or what?
Yeah, I'm live. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck on the weekend.
Got in the way, the video. With that, looks like they're putting away all the fences that barricaded everybody in. All right, my man. Be easy. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Appreciate you. Hey, apologies, y'all. I haven't been reading any of your chats. But just so you know, this is a free speech stream. Long as you don't make any threats against anybody's lives or anything like that, I don't care. I feel like we all adults. You can fend for yourself. Just don't make any threats.
Turn this around real quick just for a second because I love pointing this shit out. Look at this beautiful gentleman blocking the thoroughfare. Oh, look at that fucking idiots got here while I was gone.
De la calle Cristóbal Colón y hay que comentar que bueno, todo ha transcurrido en completa calma, no se ha registrado.
Disabled, physically disabled. If we are the richest and most powerful society in the world, can we not care for the least among us? So thank you all for watching. That was really another entertaining day in the American arena. I suppose I'll jaywalk one last time. Yeah. Feels good. With every step, I gain power. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for watching. Got a minute to ask, what exactly is everyone fighting for? Yes, that's what we're fighting for. Okay, everyone. I'll see you all later. If you enjoyed the stream, please donate. I've got PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. You can also hit that little $sign. Another day of the American Arena brought to you.
It was $2,000. I had some people support me with getting some of it, but I had to put some of my own money. I also fly a lot, to get to these events. So, you know, if you guys can support, I'd appreciate that. If not, I still love your support to just watch and follow and like and subscribe and share with your friends and family as well. All right, y'all. Yeah, have a good night. As soon as this thing ends. Yeah, it was $2,000. It was this thing is not ending. It won't let me. It's it was a Frass vest that stops everything. It stops what's it? Green tip? Stops everything.
I hate that bitch so much. Thank you. I can't hide because I'm on the scooter. So we gotta pick up trash because our fight is against the pig, not the environment, okay? That's right. That's right.
Welcome, SpinFX 23.
Look at 5 squad guys driving past behind us right now. Y'all to get arrested. That's amazing. Is this trash?
repeat after me.
He said, yeah, be an idiot. Repeat after you.
You can't stop the revolution. 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 You can't stop the revolution.
Chevy Silverado's with the people. So they have a bit of opposition. His sign says defend the police.
Stop the switch it up for our brother that's locked up right now on unjust charges. He's been locked up for about 20 years.
What'd you say? There's her friend. Look who it is.
Oh, hey guys. Look, I got my man.
There was a nice couple that I met. I was talking to them. I forgot to give them a business card. But like, I explained to them what like defunding the police really means, or like what this group wants and stuff like that. And they seem pretty cool. They said they're like, we're from a small town in Iowa. We come up once a year for our anniversary. They looked really young, but they're like, we've been married 19 years.
Oh,
they look
wow.
young. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what it really means. They just get scared at the words.
Yeah, she's like, they said the word defund, it doesn't sound good, and I'm like, it doesn't. But it's like, when you try to explain somebody in depth, like, you know, like, then they get turned off, like.
They got extra signs. I didn't bring a sign. Oh, sure enough.
Look at all those extra signs. Did you just get here?
I just got here like 20 minutes